And hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. How is everyone doing tonight? On this Thursday night, I'm going to give some more people the opportunity to come into the room. How's everybody doing tonight? Who is in here tonight? I would like to know who is in here tonight. Who is in here tonight? Let's see. I see Miss Teresa. I see Severe. I see David. Um, or is that Server? I believe that's Severe. Lynn. Hello, Miss Lynn from Facebook. I see Shantae. How y'all doing tonight? We in for another good show tonight, you guys. We're in for another good show tonight. Hey there, Persistence. I like that name, Persistence. Just having dinner with my mom and listening to you. Thank you, David. Miss Teresa Kane. How's everybody doing tonight? Today, y'all know what, the weather is weird. Now, I was great. Y'all know I live Memphis in Mississippi. I live in a city in Mississippi, which is really Memphis. It's like a suburb of on the outskirts of Memphis, really. But y'all know I was born and raised in Memphis, and the weather is the same. Like the weather here is so bipolar. One minute is hot, and then the next minute is storming and it's crazy. Hello, Miss Tamika, Miss Betty, Tisha. It's crazy, and yeah, today was a pretty good day though. I was able to get quite a bit of work done, y'all. Um, I was able to close out some cases, which is always good. You know, I'd be so happy. Y'all just don't know. On a lot of my cases, I'd be so happy when I'm done with my investigations and I hit that send button on the email and I send them their reports on my findings. I'd be like, oh, that is such a relief. And then I go, I ain't gonna take no more cases for a month. And then I end up taking some more cases. Hello, Miss Catherine, Miss Lachelle, Marissa. I had taken some work from an insurance company to do some investigative work that was on top of my head. I ain't working with their insurance company no more because I don't like impatience. You know, I don't like impatience, and I don't like that. It keeps my investigators tied up, keep me tied up. You know, when people talking about, I don't even need to talk about that what we do, but with certain insurance companies, they get on my nerve. Um, Miss Kim is in the house. That's my moderator, Terry Mack, Miss Marissa. She's representing the Gulfport. Is that down there by Biloxi, Miss Marissa? Tony G. Are you down there by Biloxi? Because I had a case in Goche, Mississippi. A young man went. I had a case in Goche, Mississippi. I know. I think that's down there by the the coast. I think. I know it's down there. It's closer to Biloxi, Goche. Who else in here? Okay, I see third. As y'all come in, please hit the like button. As y'all come in, please hit the like button. Daniel is in the house. Did you hear about the fire at Straight Drops? No, I heard about that, Daniel. I've been waiting to hear back from one of my somebody to tell me more about that. You know, so I've been waiting to hear back, but I did hear about Straight Drops. Mother's apartment allegedly was set on fire. You know, I'm gonna wait for somebody that was on the scene to tell me what really went on. I'm talking about one. I don't, cause see, people say she out there. No, not one of the citizens, one of the officers. To tell me what went on. Let's see. Hello, Justice Terrell, Miss Sharon Webster, Miss Arlene. Yeah, y'all doing okay tonight? Who done it is in here. I heard that too. Okay. I saw it. I saw it on. I believe it was on TV. I saw it on her TV thing, her YouTube thing. Um, but somebody else is saying it only covered it too. I saw it on Rose Gold too. So I believe SETI. Um, Miss T, what kind of cases do you do? Oh Lord, Miss Teresa. Every case. We do every case that you can think of. We do infidelity cases, which means we work with a lot of divorce attorneys. We do insurance cases, which means we deal with a lot of fraud and insurance fraud, which is very tedious, which has had me stressed out because I took a contract from a company, and they was just kind of hitting us up back to back. Um, what else do we do? We do um, cold cases such as like missing persons, cold cases with homicides that have gone cold. Um, we do a lot of stuff. Like we do a when I say we do a lot of investigative work, I have a team of investigators that are absolutely out of this world. Okay. I just I couldn't ask for a better team of guys. You know, they've worked for different agencies and they're retired. And so they allow me, they worry with me, you know, because I'm very I guess worrisome because I can be a bit of a perfectionist, but they're so cool. They're older, so they're cool and laid back, you know, and they just bad to the bone. They are very methodical, just approach things like they're just awesome. They are. Shoot you. I mean, and I'm kind of funny to them because I kind of, you know, they'll go, it's not even that, it ain't that hard. You know, we're gonna keep it simple. They say that all the time. It ain't that hard, baby girl. We're gonna keep it simple. We just gonna approach it from this way and execute it. I love them so much. They're awesome. Who else is there? Miss T, do you find people that I have been looking for all my life? Right. I do adoption cases. I have actually uh at first I didn't do adoption cases because of like a lot of paperwork can be extremely hard to get. Okay. But I've been doing adoption cases. Um and I'm gonna tell you something. I've done 3 actually adoption cases. I actually went ahead and got into it, and there's nothing there was nothing better to me. They're very sentimental. You know, there's nothing better to me, or there was nothing better to me than finding a parent that had given up their child at birth and um, getting in contact with them, going through hell, going to World War III to get the sealed documentation, which we can get as investigators. It's just we have to go through hell to get it right. And then I got a team of investigators that are awesome. They can get anything. Um, but you know, finding people, parents that had given them up for an adoption. I had this one case, and then I'm gonna get into Dolph's situation, but I got to talk about this because I remember when it happened, I was all sentimental, all on Facebook, where uh, this young man had been put up for an adoption, and he was biracial. His mother was Caucasian, right? And I was kind of scared, you know, because it took us forever to get the documentation, to get what we needed to figure out who his mother was, right? And once we was able to find her and we told her why we had reached out to her, it was so awesome. And when she was able to meet with him, she had told him that she did not want to give him up for an adoption, but back in the 60s, she came from a family, late 60s, she came from a family that was, you know, that was racist, and they couldn't accept her having a black baby. They couldn't. And she said she didn't have anything to I wonder what went on at the jail. That's my friend calling me. She said she didn't have anything to give him. So her dad had told her, she could, you know, risk she could risk it all, and they wouldn't have any, they would disown her, or she could give the baby up for an adoption. She said she didn't have anything to give him, but she thought about him every single day. I get emotional every time I think about it. And when I called her and I told her, that I was an investigator, and her son that she had given up for an adoption was looking for her, I was so scared that because that had happened in a case. I was so scared that she was going to say, that's not, I don't want that in my life. I had him at such and such age, and I can't deal with that, especially if they have not told their current husband about that. But she said she thought about that child every single day, and he was born in 68. She said she thought about him every single day, and she was so happy to be reunited with her child. So stuff like that is very sentimental to me. I've done a few of those cases. I don't do a lot of them because the sealed paperwork is real hard to get. Although we get it, but it's real hard to get. But it's stuff like that I love. Is very sentimental and emotional because I can be a bit of an emotional person like that. But yeah, we do adoption stuff, but we do a lot of infidelity stuff, and a lot of cold cases. That's why our sister be tired, you know. But anyways, you guys, I want to talk about let's see, sometimes giving a child up for an adoption is for love. You're right. Sometimes it's for love. As a matter of fact, you would think about it, Teresa. If she her parents were well off, okay? And if she was young. So if her parents if she had had that child, I think it was better to give him up rather than risk being mistreated or risk them mistreating the child. So you're right about that. Especially when people are kind of shallow and they're set in their ways and stuff. They don't want to accept having a black child in their family, or a mixed child in their family at that time. So I was adopted back in 96. Wow. And you know what? A lot of people, though, that are adopted, even though they want to go back and they want to know where they come from, but oftentimes they are put in really good families. They are. But they always want to know where they came from. That's why they go searching for their birth parents, you know. I do have a friend that is a investigator. That's all her firm does, all day, every day. You know, but it's very sentimental to me, although it's beautiful. Can you imagine giving up a child and then you find that parent for them, and they go, "I've been thinking about you every single day. I've been thinking about you every single day." So that's a release on the child and on the parent that gave the child up for an adoption. And oftentimes the adoptive parent is very supportive, because they want that child that they raised to know where they came from. And oftentimes the adoptive parent will say, "Thank you for having this child, because this child brought me so much joy. Thank you for having this child and allowing me to raise it." So it's not bad all the times. As a matter of fact, the majority of the time it's not. Hello, David. David says it's Dolph. Yes, it's Dolph. Okay, y'all. We're gonna talk about Young Dolph tonight. And I wanted to talk about, did the industry try to blackball Dolph? And the reason I thought about that is I was looking at some video. Oftentimes that's true, 901 King Deshaun. Oftentimes that's true, especially if the parents have a codependency on some kind of narcotic. You're right. But the reason I thought about that is I was looking at some video of Dolph, and I was looking at some video of Dolph, some interviews of Dolph, and he was talking about being independent. And if you think about it, you heard a lot of people say how hard it was, especially in a lot of interviews, how hard it was for him. He even talked about it. He talked about a couple of the beefs that he had, and sometimes, people were forced to choose sides and things of that nature. I got some video. I downloaded some video that I want to show y'all a little snippet of, um, just of him talking. And even with this Dolph situation, because I have and I had not, I think I said this early on, I have a cousin that is related to, because people always say you capping, and I don't, my cousin has not, that she don't really even talk about the situation, but I'm related to her on her father's side, and she's related to Dolph some kind of way on her mother's side, because she always said they called him Main, right? And so I was kind of, she has never been really said a whole lot about this situation. As a matter of fact, she just flat out wouldn't talk about it, right? And we was talking tonight, and we was talking about something else. And earlier tonight, and we was talking about something else, and I told her I was going to talk about Dolph tonight. She might want to tap in, again tonight. And it's something. It's funny how things come full circle, because my cousin, who has been very mum, who has not said anything, because she calls Dolph's mother, I believe, Aunt Diane. Okay, I did say something about, I said, about Dolph's cars, you know, um, about his things being sold. And like I said, I don't talk to my cousin about this, because they've been very hurt about um Dolph's murder, right? So when I said something to her about, his things being sold, she said, we had heard that. And she said, absolutely not. Ain't Diane ain't going for that, period, with a T. I said, okay. Because I figured, because he wasn't married, all of his things would go to his his mom and his dad would be over that. But we kind of talked about something else, and I was talking about, I brought up the location, about them knowing, and she kind of shocked me, and I thought about what somebody had posted on here earlier, and I went back and looked for the comments, like in my earlier videos when I first started doing this, and I didn't respond to it, and I went back and looked for it. I couldn't find it nowhere, so I guess the young lady had deleted it, right? And I said, I wonder who had told somebody that he was gonna be at that cookie shop. She said, you know what, cousin? I'm told that they had been following their boy all day. She said, and what's so weird about it is that they said he kind of picked up on it or something, and then she kind of shut down again, right? I don't like, I don't, because I know she don't really know a lot, but that's just a little bit that she said, and I love my cousin to death. I would never pressure her for information or anything like that, but that was weird, and it goes back to when I first started vlogging. I'm gonna get into the blackball stuff. I just got to get this out before I forget. There was a young lady who had posted in the comments on uh, one of the vlogs early on, one of my videos early on, and there was she said they followed him. She said Dolph spent the night with a young lady. She said Dolph spent the night with a young lady. Now this is what a lady said, not my cousin, but a lady in the comments said, right? She said I'm told Dolph spent the night with a young lady, and somebody got mad, had somebody watching the young lady's house, and they followed him that morning from her house. Now when my cousin said that, that's the first thing I thought about, because I did not even comment on that comment when that lady said that, and that must have been over a month ago because it was a long paragraph, and she kind of went on and on. And I went and looked for it today. I even had another young lady and through all my videos to assist me to go look through all the comments. That young lady has deleted that comment, and that's been like over a month ago. And when my cousin said that today, I was like, bing, that it might be something to it. My cousin wasn't, when she don't say a whole lot about that case. She don't, like I said, they just knew him as May or whatever. But I did find that weird. And like I said, she kind of shut down again. And me and her like I said, we don't talk about that. But I did mention that to her. I did want to know about those cars and stuff. And she said, ain't Diane absolutely not, because she cussed like a sailor. And she said, ain't Diane ain't going for that, period, with a T. I said, okay. So I don't know, you know. But I did find it weird. I thought about what the young lady had posted on here. I thought about what my little cousin had said. And I was like, it might be something to that. I don't know though. And I get people all the time. And when I say all the time, it's every single day I receive emails, right? And people send me emails, and I say all the time, people kind of get mad at me. They send me stuff, but they don't really necessarily have any proof. It's always on their thoughts or hearsay, and then they'll start emailing me back because they'll get mad because I won't talk about it. Well, here's the thing about that. I understand, and I don't really know who these emails are coming from. I guess I could if I wanted to, but I don't. But just because somebody says something, right, it does not mean that I'm gonna run with it. I'm a trained investigator. I don't just run with what people say without any proof, right? I even have people to get mad at me because they want me to lash out at vloggers. I'm on here for a reason, and that is to talk about um certain things, and it's not to attack other vloggers. You know what I mean? I've never been that type of person. Everybody, each and every person kind of have their own thing going on. I think I keep reiterating that. I just don't get into bussing people out. That's just not my type of personality. Like, especially not going back and forth about no vlog. I think that's kind of like having a crabs in a barrel mentality. Bussing people. I don't know, for some reason I can't get into that type of stuff. But people kind of get mad because they feel like they'll go, well, it's obvious that it's this. And then sometimes, I feel like people, get mad because they want me to bite on something that they send me, and they know it ain't true, but they want me to bite because they want me to look a certain way. I'm too trained for that. I that's not how I get down, right? Um, One thing about me, I get on here and we talk about stuff because I'm interested in the Dolph's case too. Like I said, I've worked for MPD, I've worked for the sheriff's office. I have a friend that's working on this case right now, right? The man is stressed out to death because they're trying their hardest. That's why when people put out stuff, it don't make me mad because I understand how the devil is. They feel like when things make you mad, they want to try to poke at you more, right? Oh, okay, we got her. She mad. She taking up for them police. No, if you know a crooked police, then it's something wrong with you. If you got proof of a crooked police, you the problem. If you don't take it over there to internal affairs or take it over there to TBI, I ain't the problem. You the problem if you got the proof that a police is crooked and you ain't doing nothing about it. Cause I want to see a crooked police off the street too. That's what I want to do. I want to see the streets free of crooked police, just like I want to see the streets free of these criminals and everybody that was behind this in this Dolph situation. I do. I don't have time to go back and forth with no vloggers about nothing. I want to commentate about the Dolph's case and other cases that I have written down that we're gonna talk about. I just don't get into pissing contests. That's not how I do it. I'm a professional. I can't understand. Like, I see a lot of people, and I keep saying this. have been able to make a lot of money on YouTube, right? So if I've always said this is something I've always said even before YouTube. It's a lot of money out there. I can't understand why Black people have that crabs in the barrel mentality. It's a lot of money to be made. Instead, we're too busy trying to pull each other back down in the barrel. It ain't no secret what other communities do. They stick together and work together. They don't have that crabs in the barrel mentality. I ain't never been no slave, and I ain't come from no people, not my immediate people. They weren't. They didn't have that mentality either. So I just don't get into pulling people back down into barrels. You know what I mean? Now, if a person has some information, I know one of the, hey, MPD homicide investigators, if you got something and it's not conspiracy, child, I promise you, they'll take your information. Them folks over there working their butt off. And the reason I know that, I can't speak for every one of the investigators in there. I just know I got a friend that's working this case. That boy works his ass off. And he ain't never been crooked. Always been a good guy. Okay? So that's why I say, when people say, when get on here talking about, well, you just the police, well, I do investigative work, and a lot of times when I'm out there, my friend assists me. I be appreciating it too. But, y'all, like I said, it all ties into this Dolph situation. I guess it gets into that blackballing. Yes, I feel like looking at a lot of Dolph's videos and things of that nature. Yes, they tried to tried to blackball him. Looking at how, I pulled some videos. I want y'all to see it myself, just a few of them. Like when Dolph was talking, and he pretty much talked about some things that was going on, even though he didn't want to talk about it. Even though he didn't want to talk about it. Thank you, Marvin Johnson. Well, we're going to get into these videos. I just want to show y'all something. A couple things, because I feel like it was an issue, I feel like it was an issue because Dolph wanted to be independent. Now, people get into this back and forth. He was not independent. This, and that. Well, it looks like he might have been getting 85%, if you got some people doing some work for you, I don't think you're going to get 100% right. But I think the young man just wanted to I think he just wanted to do music and make money. But there was jealous entities in the background, right? Let me see, y'all. I want to show y'all something. Now, this is what I'm getting ready to show you. He did an interview with a young lady about the Charlotte incident, and it kind of touched me because you could tell that Dolph didn't want no trouble, but whoever it was that wanted him gone was determined. And it's funny that I say that because I was listening to my friend over at the PD say that. That's why I always say they was determined. That's why he said, I'm determined I'm going to get all of them, because they was determined they was going to kill him even after he did not even. It's a lot. He could have had, some of them could have been in jail. Let me show y'all this.
Hey, Young Dolph.
Yo.
What's up?
What's going on?
How you been?
In the heck for a little bit longer, because I ain't saying nothing else about it. It's going to be something special when I let everybody know.
It's going to be something special?
Yeah.
Okay. You always hashtag Figure Out Empire.
Bulletproof, it's the latest project I put out, the latest project I put together. Shit around it, where it ain't about negativity no more, it's about all this album.
It's about the album. Okay. You got a feature with Gucci. He's gonna be
in North Carolina. You know what I mean? To take that little situation where just to change that shit around and where it ain't about negativity no more.
Okay, he was talking about when they shot his car up.
Like the little incident that happened in North Carolina You know what I mean? To take that little situation where just to change that shit around and where it ain't about negativity no more. It's about all this album.
It's about the album. Okay. You got a feature with Gucci. He's gonna be the only feature on it.
Like that song was just it made it on there, but there wasn't gonna be no features on there. Features on there. Club shit like the I don't give a fuck shit.
You
Yeah, I got support my partner.
That's what's up.
Just that shit and tell like a nigga pray for you.
Okay, here it is.
This shit don't get no bigger than this right here. It don't get no realer than this right here. So if you can't digest that shit and tell like a nigga pray for you.
It's crazy because you seem like you have a nice attitude. You're a good person. To have so much people that
coming from the same shit, or y'all in the same lane, or y'all got the same careers, or just any little bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money is just, at the end of the day, this shit be all about money. So that's why I don't cherish that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What type of way would you kind of, like, how do you keep knocking these haters off? Like, what ways do you brush these haters off?
Just keep working. You know what I mean? Like, you laugh at all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? As much attention as you can spread for that shit, because it ain't gonna be much, but you just keep on working, stay focused on what you're doing.
Okay. I seen that Rollo.
Okay, y'all. He was basically, to sum it up, because I didn't want to play it all. He was basically, she asked him, he was talking about the situation in Charlotte where they had shot his car up, right? And he was like, you know, when people do stuff like that, you just have to pray for him and keep going. You know, the man basically just wanted, you know, to make money. And I pulled a few more videos where he spoke about people didn't necessarily care for him being independent, right? Every time you saw, he basically did an interview, he was like, it's just about the money to me. He even said, you know, people feel like you step on their toes when you're in the same industry, you're doing the same thing. He was trying to go around calling any names, you know. But it's a sad thing because I feel like and people say, you know, I guess they call it sell your soul, but I think because from what I can see, because he didn't want to necessarily be up under anybody. He believed in himself enough, you know, to do his own thing. They basically tried to blackball him, okay? And once they saw that they could not hold him down when they tried to blackball him because he was still making money, I think they popped him. I think they was just determined that they was gonna kill him, you know, and you know, and even with talking about this Dolph situation, as more stuff started to come out, you know, somebody had posted in my comments, and I'm kind of all over the place because, you know, talking to my cousin kind of got me all over the place too. But somebody was in my comments maybe yesterday or the day before, and they was talking about they feel like, you know, that Daddy O and Mia J and who they say, Daddy O, Mia J and Key Glock were the snakes that set up Dolph. Well, I don't believe that, and I put that in the comments. I said, even in the comments, I feel like somebody set him up, but from what I was told, and it was from a reliable source, and it wasn't from my cousin, it was from somebody that would know. From what I was told, they had no parts of setting him up. From what I was told, he was set up by somebody, but it was not them. And if they didn't tell me the name, I don't know if they know the name. They didn't have to tell me the name. I don't want to know the name. Okay? But it was not them. And so I don't believe that it was, since I trust what that person told me. But they also told me that things are going to come out in due time. You know, an investigation is constantly being worked, you know. So when people get mad at me because I won't comment on stuff, and they send me emails and they get mad, and that, you know, because I had somebody send me an email and say they feel like I might be involved because I ain't saying nothing. I ain't going off and exposing people. It's a lot of mentally ill people in this world. First of all, I would never accuse nobody, especially if I don't have any proof. Now, if somebody that I know knows because they might be, close to the investigation says something about somebody or insinuate something, then I tend to believe them. You know, that's why I've said I never believed that they were involved. And my cousin kind of confirmed tonight that his stuff had not been sold, and she has not said anything. She had been very mum about stuff because they really did care about Dolph. They really loved him. You know, it is. You think about this case, and I feel like it's so heavy. And I think, even with everybody that has been vlogging about Dolph, even the good and the bad, it serves a purpose because it keeps this alive, and it keeps the investigators that are working this, and probably the federal agents that are involved in this. Because I think I said early on, a lot of people saying, well, this is a state case. Ain't no federal agents involved. I think I said early on, if it's a state case and it's an investigation and the local departments ask the federal agents to help with a case, they will do that. Now, I don't know how, it seems to me that the case runs pretty deep. I don't know. So I don't know what trail the federal agents, I don't know what they're doing at this point, but I know that they were acquired. I do know that. Two Pistol says, Tamara, you got to believe in motive. Not saying that VMG did it, but they do have the motive. If you saying the shooters on the outside pulled up and immediately started shooting, all the windows would be shattered like the bottom window was shattered. 9B side, and that's another thing. And I understand that people have questions about the reason that the windows were shot out at the bottom. I haven't seen the video. I only think a few people have. And so people can have their opinions. That's fine, because, as far as that is concerned, as how that window is like that, and I mean, it's just an opinion. So, I don't go back and forth with people about that. When it comes to when people ask me, well, why is that window with had been shot out like that? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. But since maybe you was there, so you tell me. But if you weren't there, you can't tell me. But if you was there, tell me. Marvin Johnson says it all go back to the store. Miss T, they did blackball him when he died, and a lot of artists Dolph opened doors for, and he can't get a RIP. Yeah, a young lady was saying to me that she was looking at someone do an interview, and they said that it's a crying shame that Dolph, those artists got some banging music, and their music is not being played in certain cities. So it appears that even after his death, that people are trying to even blackball his artists, So, that's sad. That's a sad thing, y'all. Stuff like that really, really, it bothers me a whole lot. Hold on, I want to play something else. When I play stuff out, it has a purpose too, y'all. It does. It has a purpose. Let's see.
You've been working, man, grinding. I feel like
millionaire.
It's lit.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there a reason why you haven't signed? Like, I'm sure everybody was trying to sign you. Have you made like the conscious decision to like just stay independent, or is it because the right deal hasn't came along yet?
Nah, just on independent. That's my thing. That's how it came in.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's you know, when you get to pop and you get to doing your thing, it don't make sense for you to go and sign and hurry up. Oh, I'm finna. Nah, let me enjoy this money right quick.
Yo, so we had Yo Gotti up here last week, and I asked him. I was like, "Yo, man, what's the situation?" He said there is no situation. I feel like y'all been going back and forth for so long. It's kind of crazy because you have "Don't Play with Your Bitch" is a song that if you go to the club, you're gonna hear the song. It's kind of like
It's a banger.
back to back. It's like it sucks to be Meek Mill because if Meek Mill goes to the club, I mean,
He ain't no dighead.
I'm gonna tell you what happened when I played that song in the club not that long ago.
Club went crazy.
And the club went crazy, but there's certain rappers looking at me funny. I'm not gonna say no names, and they text me and told me not to play that song. But what I told them, I was like,
it's a
I
hot
don't do
record.
that. I'm playing what's hot. You feel me? Like, you can't. I'm not gonna be soft and not play the record because such and such is here. If the record's hot, I'm gonna play this shit, whether you feel a certain way or not. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Gotti that was in the club. It was another rapper. But it made people react to that way where I got a text.
What a rapper that he be with or something?
Yeah, and I was just like, that's not the biz. You feel me? Like,
Nah,
that's not the way.
You can't
Like,
stop no DJ job.
that's
That's
what I'm
one thing I
saying.
never done. Like to me, I'm gonna tell you how I get down. It's like this. I walk in the club and they got he got some real shit going on with Dolph. Like all this is hard. Like the people eating it up and it's some real shit. Like this Dolph, he ain't. No, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well, like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, Yo Gotti is, I mean, you know, he's been making music for a long time. He's a dope artist. Like, I rock with Yo Gotti. I rock with Young Dolph's music. Was there ever a point in time where, like, you like, respected Gotti as an artist coming out of Memphis? Because obviously, I know he kicked a lot of doors down for a lot of people in Memphis. Never.
Okay. So you see where he talked about, you know, the DJ said that when he played Dawson music, he had a banging song and he played his music in the club, that people was contacting him saying, you know, that he shouldn't be playing that song, you know. And it's kind of sad to me. You know, I think about this and it's really kind of sad to me. I want to hear what you all got to say. Do y'all think that he was blackballed? And who do you all think wanted to blackball him? Do y'all think that they tried to blackball him because he was independent? Because it seems to me that people had an issue with him being independent. You know, he said he had to work a little harder being independent, you know, but he said he had to kind of like weigh the options. If he had a like a major record label pushing him and he went platinum after they finished getting a percentage or whatever, it probably would have balanced out to the same thing with him getting 100% of his own stuff, or just about 100%, you know. So I want to hear what y'all got to say. You know, like I said, y'all, it's sad that, you know, I was talking to a young Kim about this. It's sad that African American men can't just make money. It seems to me all Dolph wanted to do was just make some money. You know, if Dolph wanted some issues, when whoever shot at him, it appears that he knew who shot at him. You heard him say he was just going to pray for him. Somebody else would have been trying to retaliate. And that's why I can understand my friend when he says they just couldn't, that whoever they were, I don't know who they were. They just meant they weren't going to let him live. And he said, and my thing is, I ain't going to let none of them stay on the street. That boy be there all night working this case. So I don't get offended when people say certain things, because Lord knows that enemy, I can tell when people be wanting to come at me, because I don't get all them emails for nothing. But like Dolph said, you just have to pray for them. I ain't going to give them what they want. They want to fight, I'm going to make them starve, because I don't get into stuff like that. And I sure ain't going to get mad about them saying nothing about no police officer. Okay. But I do know that particular one is working this case because he takes it personal. I can't speak for everyone. I'm sure it's some crooked ones. But for those people that know about crooked officers, we'd be better off with crooked officers off of the street. They need to go and take it over there to internal affairs and get them off the street. The whole industry did, except for a few artists. Okay. And that's what it appears. Um, let's see. If the shooters immediately started shooting when they pulled up and they opened the doors for him, okay, this thing moving fast. And they opened the doors for him, like you said, you think he was taking his time getting into the building. Valerie says, "Did y'all hear about Straight Drop Mom?" I did. I'm waiting for somebody to give me to get back with me on that. Let's see. Zalikia Petaway says, "I love this artist. Shatana song, Love for Me, and the 4 a.m. song is good." Okay. Tell your friend I said thank you for putting in their work. I will. I definitely will. Like I said, I can't speak for everyone, but I do know that there are a lot of good officers, right? And I come against any devil that watch me in anger because they are intimidated or afraid of something. You have to be careful. And I'm going to say this, you have to be real careful about people that you come against. And I'm just saying, it's just some people that you can't you can't come against. And I ain't even talking about, you know, I'm talking about in the spiritual. That's what I'm saying, in the spiritual. Because folks already tell she used her skills to try to do this, and that. I'm talking about in the spiritual because God will get you back. I've seen people, I talk to people all the time, and I be just listening to them. And they'll say, "Well, I don't know why the devil just attacking me. The devil just attacking my family." The devil is a lie. That's the first thing black folks say. And I be looking at them saying, "No, you a lie. You evil. You a supervisor on your job. You don't know how to treat your employees. You just as evil as you can be. The devil ain't attacking you. You just reaping what you sow." Some of these folks reaping what they sow because some of these people so covered. God got their back so good that each and every time they try to come up against them, God whoop their asses. And that's the God's truth. So you have to be careful about who you try to come up against because of your jealousy. Because see, I think when I see people coming up against other people, especially even in the virtual world, it ain't no different from what went on with Dolph. Dolph had haters that was jealous of them. I could see people going back at folks, for a minute that come up against them. But somebody that has not done anything to you or don't think like you feel like they should think, it's something wrong with that. Well, we know it's a mental illness, but it's got a lot to do with jealousy too. Hey Tamara, this should have never happened to Dolph. Long live Dolph. It should have never happened, Christina. Kimberly says, exactly. Pray for them. God will deal with every hand in his demise. God states that vengeance is his. Absolutely. Michelle says, I heard about it, Valerie. You can't win against the authorities. That's a whole another topic, I guess. Now, that's why I say I feel like even like with everybody that's involved, even if it takes a few years for some of them, I don't think that they're going to get away. I don't know who they are, but I just kind of, the Spirit of God just told me that it's deeper and that it runs real deep. And, there are some people that's got to be got. Um, let's see. Beats. We really don't know. And when you have bullets, gravity, and trying to seek cover, we just don't know. Yeah, Big Stepper says Dolph wasn't blackballed. He was signed to Empire and was on the radio. Big Stepper, you would say that. Okay. He was on the radio because he worked his butt off. He made sure he got on the radio. And he had a distribution deal, from my understanding, with Empire, where he got 85% of his earnings. He had a deal like Master P had. Touch not my anointed. That's right, Miss Akia. Beats, like I said, it was my thought. Okay. Hey, Magname Ace, salutes. Magname Ace in here. I thought I saw my boy, rest in peace, Young Dolph, in here. He normally come up here on the panel with me. He been kind of lacking a little bit. Make it make sense. 22 shots. They want to make sure Dolph was dead. I feel like nobody told me this. I just feel this way. I feel like they wanted to make sure he was dead so he couldn't go and make another record called 100 Shots. It killed them that he survived, whoever these people were, and made a record called 100 Shots. So I think that they told those young men to make sure that he couldn't make another record, another 100 Shots record. Isn't it something though? How you will mess yourself up trying to mess somebody else up. This stuff did not have to happen. It didn't have to happen. Facts, Tam. Salute. Um, that's good to hear, Miss T. Had heard bad things about some of it. And I'm sure, you know what, Miss Man, though, I'm not saying that there aren't any bad officers, because I believe there are bad seeds in every organization. And when I'm talking about the police department, the bank, um, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, places like that. Because you got people steal hamburgers and French fries and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's bad seeds everywhere. That's my point. So yeah, your opinion does make sense. There's nothing to go back and forth about. Thank you, Nine Beats. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Miss Kimberly, who done it. Thanks to all who really work in Young Dolph's. Absolutely. To the people that are truly working hard in Young Dolph's case. Young Dolph's case runs pretty deep, I believe, in my opinion. Nobody told me that. I just feel it in my soul. And but I do know, I do believe, just because of the efforts, that nobody is going to go unscathed. Sometimes, the devil seems like they're getting away for a season, but then that's when God puts them in a position to be publicly embarrassed. The devil has to look like they're winning. My dad has always been my dad came from nothing and went to the top, right? And my dad's, his strategy was, he would always say his strategy was, and he retired last year, you have to make them think they winning. That was always my dad's strategy. Don't tell them what you got, and always make them think they winning. Okay? So I kind of believe that that's the strategy of the Memphis Police Department and the federal government. We already know that that's the strategy of the federal government, right? Let's see, especially coming from the city of Memphis. Big Stepper, what it do? That was me yesterday. I yelled at you. Oh, okay. Jealousy and envy. That's true, Kim. It's a lot of hatred and not. Yes, it is, Magname Ace. It is. I don't know what it is about our city, but so many people, it's like that spirit of jealousy dominates. It's in the atmosphere, and it dominates for some reason, because there's no reason, even in his death, to hate him so much, right? But I was looking at a video on Sauce where Soldier Boy pulled up on, he came on his panel like out of nowhere, and he was doing a show about Soldier Boy and Key Glock. And it seems like to me that Soldier Boy kind of wanted to, I won't say backpedal, but he was talking with some sense, because he was like, no, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I think with Soldier Boy, and just looking at him on his show, and it didn't look like he was high or nothing. I started thinking maybe, when he needs to control himself when he gets high, because for him to go on there, it seems like he was trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe make it right. I don't know, but I hope he didn't have nothing to do with this. I hope he didn't. Let's see. Lost souls throw away and kill their own. Two Pistol says the beef was squashed. Dolph was moving up fast in the industry. He took his eyes off of the beef. Play With Your Beat was a banger, and CMG took it personally. The industry has nothing to do with it. Thank you, Miss Maria Garcia, for the cash out. Let's see. Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, y'all, I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, you could definitely come up. We see children get killed every day for trying to do what's right. That's true, Iris and James. At Big Stepper, he had a distribution deal. Big Stepper knows. Big Stepper knows that he only had a distribution deal. For some reason, Big Stepper, he liked to try and diminish, what Dolph had going on, but he can't diminish it in here because we know the truth. We know he campaigns for some people, but he can't fool us though. James Reed says there's some people that's got to be got. Preach, sister. When I heard Dolph said he had a relationship with God, I knew then they is in trouble. Yeah, Dolph was raised by his grandmother, so and you could tell. You could tell that he was raised by his grandmother. I could tell by the way he would rock. When he would rock when he would talk a lot of times with his arms folded. That's my grandmother and them used to do that. And when I was growing up, until I stopped myself, because I used to see my grandmother and my great aunts and stuff do that, I would rock a lot. But that's because I was around the older people all the time, So, and my mother was raised in the country. She's always been very old fashioned, very mild and stuff, just an old fashioned country girl. And so I picked up a lot of that. I got a lot of that spiciness too now. But I could tell that he was raised by his grandmother, or at least an older person. Where is Miss D? You know what? Miss D hadn't been on here in a while. TMOA says they were blinded by jealousy. Betty Mann says yes, exactly. Some people were involved in his death. Yeah, yeah. I love seeing those dolphins. I love seeing those dolphins. Let's see, somebody just sent me a cash app. I appreciate you guys. I hope and pray they get everyone is. I think that they are. So it might take some time for some. Yes, that was 100 shots. Pissed them off. I feel like 100 shots pissed some people off too. We have to all watch our tongues and actions. That's true. 83 likes. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, but please hit the like button. You guys, please hit the like button. Like I said, y'all, today when my cousin told me that I wasn't really expecting for her to say nothing because it's been all these months and she ain't said nothing. She ain't said, the only thing she would say was, God gonna deal with it. Let me, oh Lord. Be respectful, Big Stepper. What's up?
What you mean be respectful? I'm always respectful.
Right. Don't try to diminish anything as it relates
I'm
to
not
that.
trying to diminish nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what do you mean? Yeah, like we talking about civilian, though, like our granny or somebody. Let's keep it,
No. He's a human being. Don't upset me
Yeah,
now.
I'm not saying he's not a human being. I never said that.
Okay,
But we're
but you
not
keep
talking about.
saying, but you keep saying civilian. He was a civilian. He was a human being. Hey, player
Yeah,
Cole.
yeah. Of course he was.
What's up?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I can't call it slow motion.
So what you think? Do you think he was blackballed?
Yeah, he was blackballed. Let's just be real. His song just went platinum the other day. Which one was it?
A song with Key Glock?
I
Yeah,
think
the
it
one
was
that keep that.
Major. That song
Major, yeah.
for over 2 years. That song should have been platinum. So they let you know right there what's going on.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Let me catch my dough.
Okay. Right. It should have been went platinum, shouldn't it, Big Stepper?
I mean, you got to understand he independent. He with Empire. That's not a major label. I mean, it's an independent label with like major connections. You know what I'm saying? Major connections. So he don't have a big machine behind him because he
But he
with
did a
guys.
hell of a job with doing it himself with his own funding. He did a hell of a job,
Yeah, but yeah. He was funding his career for a while.
right?
I mean,
Him and Daddy-O actually
yeah.
started out
And then he
funding him.
signed to Empire. See, once he signed to Empire, Gazi started funding his career. Him and Keyclock. But
Hmm.
he was doing it for a long time though. I gotta give him that. I give him the Dolph was like fully independent for a long time. But then
Hmm.
once, so what Soldier Boy talking about, Young Dolph was independent like that for a long time. So we gotta give him, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing independent, but everybody got the blueprint from Master P and all the others that came before them. So he wasn't the only first artist that did it like that. Master P, he was worth 4, 5,
Well,
600 million.
the thing about it was he gave Master P his props. He said that Master P did it like that. He spoke. He said "baby" too. He gave them both their props. And one thing you hear Dolph in when he does interviews, when he did interviews, he always gave other artists their props. Some people have an issue with doing that because they want people to feel like they're the only ones that can make something shake. What's up, Player Code?
Yeah.
Why do you think he was blackballed?
My for one, cause the come up he was on a major come up doing it by himself, and when you the underdog, it's gonna be like that. Artists that's already established. What a lot of people don't know, like they got a lot of say what get played and what hit the radio. So like he had to get his bread up in order to get some airplay. That was the only way they were gonna take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was blackballed though, cause like I said, a lot of his music just now going platinum. It should have been went platinum. Dolph was
So do you
dropping
think that
number
there,
hits.
because you think about the artists like Kim was saying, Miss Kimberly said, there was someone that did an interview. They said it seems like they're in Maryland or somewhere. They said that Dolph artists got some banging songs and they don't hear their stuff
Yeah.
around that way. Do you think that they're trying to blackball his artists even now?
Yeah, it go both ways. It go for his artist too. I mean, his artist part of him, so they go feel the pressure too. But hopefully he just, trained them and let them showed them how to go around it. And in order to go around it, they money gotta be right. Cause you gotta pay these people out, these DJs, so you can get some airplay. And like,
Mm-hmm.
what you played that clip about him being in the club, like, that's true, but it go for both sides though. Like if you go in Prevay or somewhere, you ain't finna hear no Dolph and no paper rail artists played in certain clubs. They ain't gonna play, the other side music in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's just how it is.
but why is it like that though? Especially, and I understand that they call themselves don't like each other, but it seems to be like a domino effect with different artists. Why do you think that
Mhm.
artists are pitted against each other?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I'm finna take it back. Like 3 6 did the same thing to Yo Gotti. Like when Yo Gotti was on his come up, 3 6 had the radios on lock. Yo Gotti could not get no radio play for a long time. A long time.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he diss them first?
I don't know how that got started. Both of them were throwing shots. 3 6 just never
Yeah.
called his name out because he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't on that level.
Yeah,
Yeah. He wasn't a bigger artist.
I think that Yo Gotti dissed 3 6 first. I'm almost sure
I
that that's
think
what.
I forget now. This did took place, a long time ago. Like Yo Gotti used to do music with Skinny Pimp, and he was trying to get in the door with 3 6, and they didn't want to take him. So Skinny Pimp, produced his first mixtape, and
Yeah.
they kind of left a stain with him right there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
say
I
that.
know he kind
But
of,
I forget this took place.
yeah, I remember he dissed them, dissed them first.
Yeah.
But as far as Dolph, as far as Dolph, I feel like with Dolph, it just kind of went too far. I think people get too emotional, and I think it went beyond the dissing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people was jealous of his come up. Because if you listen to a lot of these folks, they would sit up and talk about, well, people sitting up splurging and spending their money. They would have that all over their IGs. It lets you know that people have problems with that. If that man was making that money, how come he couldn't spend it how he wanted to spend it? That was his money.
Well, some people feel like, he ain't making it with us, he ain't eating with us, they don't want him to eat. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say this, you know what I'm saying? Like this how it was going, and like, Doc was looking at it like, man, I'm getting my own money. I don't need you. I'm gonna stay solo and keep doing me and let y'all keep hating. But what he was doing, he like, I'm gonna make them hate even harder because I'm gonna run my money up. And like, man, it's crazy when you just talk. It's just crazy though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So y'all
So
think Daniel gonna hold it down?
I do. I believe at this. I feel like at this point, Daddy O is he's having to, and this is just in my opinion, re-strategize. I think he's having to
Because you got to do more
re-strategize.
now.
That even though Daddy O was a co-owner with Dolph, what a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't know is, well, if you look at Dolph's documentary, you will see that Daddy-O, and Dolph even said it, was his mentor. Daddy-O was
Mm-hmm.
the person that funded Dolph
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
Dolph ever even got anything.
yeah. He believed in him.
Yeah, he believed in him. So, I think right now Daddy-O is probably having to re-strategize because he was probably more in the background, as far as, dealing with the money and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph was probably the more the more creative person as far
Marketing
as
and all
with the
that.
artists and working with the artists. So I
Yeah.
think he's just having to re-strategize at this point.
Yeah,
Because
he
Dolph
had to
got
go
some
back to the
he got
drawing
some
board.
dope artists. You think about Big Moochie Grape. I don't like
Me too.
seeing Big Moochie Grape not having something out because Big Moochie Grape is awesome.
I said the same thing, like why he ain't got no project out yet. Like he need a mixtape out right now.
But they doing the rollout good because they put all them songs on Dolph channel. They doing the rollout. They setting their
Yeah.
artists up for
Yeah, because
greatness. They just
Big
got to
Unc
take
put
it.
out a song the other day, a letter to Flipper or something. He put out a video, letter to
I
Flipper or
seen it,
something,
bro.
and it's almost it's the numbers are moving up pretty fast. You know.
So I
They
think
kind of
I
sleep
think with
on
the
him a little
rollout,
bit too.
big on
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of people
Daniel H
comment on
says,
Big
"Have
Unc.
you all heard Standing Ovation by Big Mooch Grape?" I haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna go listen to it.
Yeah, I heard that, John. Big Mooch is hard.
Yeah, Big Moochie is hard. They, like I said, they all have different sounds, which is awesome because you don't have a bunch of artists that's on a label that all sound alike. That gets boring.
Yeah, they
But with
got
them
their own
having
sound.
different sounds and different vibes, it keeps people interested in everybody. Because when you get tired of one, I ain't feeling this day. I was listening to that yesterday. I want to go. This is a different vibe and a different, you know, um,
And they good entertainers too, if you ever watch
yeah.
them perform.
Yeah, they're young and they're full of the vibrancy. So, yeah, I hate that. I think Key Glock is moving ahead. I think Key Glock is
he,
going to be able
yeah,
to open up the doors for maybe a lot of the other ones. You know what I mean? Because right
he
now,
dropped his deluxe. His deluxe go hard on the new
Yeah.
little stuff he
He
dropped.
got 30 songs on that joint.
Yeah, but I noticed didn't too many people in the music industry post it. Like
Yup.
they ain't
But
really.
they did Dolph the same way. That's why I said, of
Yeah, they
course, they
did
were
off the song.
blackball. I never seen
Yeah,
the artist post Dolph mixtape before. None of his albums or none of that.
mhm.
Big Stepper.
what it do?
Hi, I have a question. Are you and Black Youngster related anyway, like cousins or about marriage or anything?
Nah, you gotta talk to the host about that.
No, no.
Oh, nah.
I wasn't trying. I'm not asking for
Uh,
sarcasm. I'm being direct and respectful, and I'm asking a legitimate question. And the reason I'm asking is because when you
nah, I
come,
just got people in Memphis. I got family in Memphis. That's just my pops and all them.
uh huh,
But I'm from Dallas.
uh huh.
But nah, I don't. Nah, I'm not kin to no black youngster.
What about CMG CEO? Are you related to them?
Who?
Yo Gotti, are you related to him?
Nah. Uh-uh.
Okay. So how much are they paying you? And I may need to become somebody, public relations too, if the dollar amount is good.
Why you say they paying me?
Are
I'm
you
just
kidding me?
getting. I'm just. I ain't said nothing. I'm a Dolph
Okay,
fan and a
because
Keep Black
you
fan.
act as if Dolph was like subhuman.
I'm a Dolph fan though.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay. I'm gonna get back in chat because I don't. I'm not giving my energy to that. But anywho, did you like the video
no,
before I
I
go
am though.
down?
Seriously though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got nothing against Dolph. Why would I pick a side?
Okay, it's
I
not
don't have
about
no
picking
family over there on the
sides.
outside.
The reason why I asked is because almost every time you come to the channel, you're sneak dissing or on the low dissing Young
Oh
Dolph. No, I'm being
man.
serious. I promise you, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being as serious as I can be. And I mean, I'm not the only one to share that opinion. A lot of the chat as well feel the same way, I'm sure, because like here we come. Because it's like you don't come in peace or come to add, it's you come to slander. Allegedly is what it sounds like to most of us. It's all I'm asking or saying rather.
I don't see how you say that.
Okay. All right. Bye you all. Please like the video. I'm going back in chat.
Miss Kimberly had to get you straight, but you already know you
nah,
can't come up here and slam dog.
nah,
Hey,
I don't. Nah,
there go. Wait a
I ain't
minute.
gonna
There
never
go. There
slander
go my
dog.
boy. I was trying to figure out where you had been. Rest in peace, young dog.
Hey T.
Huh?
Hey T.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Do
How
you
about
feel like they had blackball young dog?
you? Yeah. They blackballed him. Yep.
You
The
want?
other side,
Why you think they blackballed him?
they ain't want Dolph to be biggest guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now what
I
I think.
I normally I try to
That's
stay a little neutral. Well, no, I don't. But I believe that I do believe that. But I think it was more so, just in my opinion, I gotta be real. I think it was more so, I don't think that Gotti knew
I,
how to do friendly competition. And I think a lot of the people around him
yeah.
was more emotional and boosting that up also. I'm talking about as far as Gotti too.
Yep. That's why they wanted them to turn that song off at the club.
Hmm.
They crazy.
When it didn't have to be that way. It didn't have to. It should never have been that way.
I think it had more to do because he wasn't with no major label because he was with Empire.
Hey
Hmm.
Tam, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, what would you think happened to Moneybag Yo if he left CMG by him being a bigger artist than Yo Gotti?
I think they will come at him. I think this same thing that happened to Dolph would happen to him.
He not leaving.
nah,
Sadly.
nah,
I mean that's just my honest opinion.
nah,
At
not
this
now.
point, at this point, and I'm serious. At this point, and I'm sure a lot of people can understand, and rather, I know a lot of them be looking at these lives or whatever, but as a fellow Memphian, gotta understand how people are divided, because you talk about, there have been a lot of good artists that have come out of Memphis, to include Gotti, because a lot of people bump Gotti stuff and still do. A lot of Memphians are always, even though they do be on some hating stuff, they're always proud to say in other places that he came from my city, whichever artist it is that blow up, right?
Yeah.
Especially when they're in other cities. But you gotta understand that people are going to feel a certain way until this right here is over with. And them folks say that he had nothing to do with it. Because nobody can be, you have to be on the side. People go picking sides, picking sides. I don't get into that type of stuff. I'm on
Mm,
the side of what's right. He it
yeah.
Hopefully he had nothing, even for him, because it's going to be a disaster, because that's going to be two African American men that did
Mhm,
good in their city that are gone down. Because if he had anything to do with this, them folks going to get him at some point.
mhm.
You got Dolph that's already gone, and for what?
What?
Yeah.
So I can't. I feel a certain way. Dolph was a
See,
human
I
being
be back.
first.
My
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The whole
Okay.
situation sad though, you
Dolph
know.
was a human being first. He was a father. He was a son. He was he had family. This man was a human being first. And somebody just take him out. Somebody put a bag on his head, because it was a bag put on his head, and take him out like he was nothing because of emotions. People like that really don't need to be out. I know, with that street stuff, I can't really identify with that when people go, well, that's how it is in the street. You get emotional, you kill somebody. That means that they need to bump the penalty up, because you, player code, or even you, big stepper, nobody should be able to get mad at you and get emotional and take you out and take y'all away from y'all children.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that going on. And
Yeah.
as you can see, every day in the city, it's a murder. I can't name one day of the week that it ain't been no killing in the city.
It's happening all day, every day.
And the majority been kids.
They got to the point now they so bad. Well, I at least I got his child. That's part of him. These people have lost their minds.
Yeah.
And it's not acceptable. So yes, I feel a certain way. I do. Moneybag Yo, all of them. I feel a certain way, because even with the way that they handled it, they didn't. I don't care. You think about. I said this a long time ago. You think about Biggie and Pac, and I know that was a different time.
Uh-huh.
But when Tupac was killed, when they was asking Biggie about his death, he said, "I would never wish death on nobody. You won't hear me say nothing bad about him. It ain't no coming back from that. Yeah, we were cool before, but I never speak bad of him." That man got a mom's. That's what he said. You know how they say in New York, he got a mom's.
I mean, but I'm
So
pretty sure when they
But
do that
these men
interview,
couldn't even say rest in peace, or I ain't care for him, but
on his
instead of
it's good night though.
instead of saying, and I can't tell a person what to say, but instead of saying, hey, with that straight drop stuff, I ain't care for Dolph, but
even if they
I
do
ain't
say
with
that, they
that.
might still get backlash though.
See,
Like
that's
people will be
why
like, "That's fake love."
people gonna be saying they was showing fake love. That's why they didn't say nothing.
Yeah. So it can be negative either way it go. This is a lose-lose situation, on the cool.
Well, like I said,
But
I don't think
but
it's
like when
me
they
being
started doing
emotional.
some interviews, they ain't really did no interviews since it happened. And if somebody asked
They
them, I'm pretty
did,
sure.
but they go tell them before the interview started. Don't
Yeah,
ask them nothing
yeah,
about no
yeah,
dog.
But it appears that there
yeah.
still
You're right
is
about
a
that.
problem, because even when M30, what's his name, a Big
Big
30,
30.
he
Hmm.
was he had enough human feelings to say rest in peace. Whether a lot of people say it was real or not, it was still the right thing to do, because even if him and Dolph weren't the closest of friends, the dude was still from his city, and they're all trying to do a common goal, right? And that's rap. They all got that in common.
Yeah, and he got a lot of backlash
And
behind
he
it.
got a lot of backlash from the very people around him. So
Yeah,
it seems to
still
me they
getting it
even
right now. Like
they even
just
hate
look
that man to
around and
his
see how
death.
much do you see him with bag and brick gang.
Hmm.
And it seems to me that they still doing some things to try to, since that happened, I think they some evil stuff still been going on. People should not feel like they are so high
Well. Okay, how
that
you
they
feel about
can
this?
make a person's
Straight
life
Drop finna drop an
miserable.
album.
Tomorrow.
Straight Drop finna drop an album, and Big
I don't
30 on
think
the
that.
album.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I forgot about that.
How
And
you
you
feel
said
about that?
Big 30 is on the album,
Yep.
right? Like, ain't no telling how long ago it's been since that song with them was made. But maybe
True.
because I know how
But
people are,
they had to clear
especially
that song though. Like that song had to get cleared from Moneybag Yo because he sang.
that's
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. So it might be a
Yep.
strategy, because Big 30 said, rest in peace to Young Dolph. They might be trying to do little low down stuff to the man to make folks hate him because people was bigging him up. I understand when people do dirty stuff. Ain't no telling how long ago it's been since him and Straight Drop did that song.
Yep.
So we'll put him on Straight Drop's album, even though he said "Rest in Peace, Young Dolph." People was
See, he
bigging him
said
up.
rest in peace and
People
still got
gonna be mad
negativity
at him
behind
again
it.
for being on a song with Straight Drop.
See, he got negativity for saying rest in peace. So he got that from the fans,
And he got
not
that
from
from
the
his.
people
He got
around
that
him.
from the people, his label too.
Yep.
No,
I
Yeah,
don't
he
think so.
did. He got it from his
From
label
the
too.
fans.
Break gang, bro. It was a whole conversation about that, but I ain't gonna even get into all that on her. Trust me, real talk, bro. I ain't gonna even care about that.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
that
gonna
boy
tell
had
you,
to
it
even
wasn't
go
Gotti
back.
that said it. It was the other head honcho, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Gotti.
See, to be honest with you though, I don't really think Bag had no beef with nobody in PRE. I don't think Endless Bread Gang. I don't think they had no beef with nobody
Well, I
in
don't think Bag is
PRE.
that. I
To
don't
be
think.
honest with you,
I don't really think Bag is that innocent, and nobody has told me that. That's just how I feel. I really don't. But
I
hey,
just think
I don't know.
I just
Yeah, one thing about it is all gonna come to light in a little while.
Yeah, it's gonna
yeah,
come to light
everything will
because
come out.
like I said, everything that has been done, and I know we've gotten off subject, everything has been done has been emotional. Like I said, sometimes people can get beside themselves, and it's a shame. Like, if you're not gonna do anything positive for your community, if you ain't gonna you see how these young men, North Memphis has a lot of impoverished areas. If you ain't gonna do nothing positive, or in South Memphis, I'm just talking about anybody, because you got rappers that come from all over the city, North Memphis, South Memphis, Whitehaven, anywhere. If you're not going to do anything positive for these young men and these young women that are left in these areas, don't send destruction back to the community by paying them to be crash dummies. You already know they hurting. You ain't gonna give them no money just to give it to them, but you'll give it to them to go be a hitman. That's why these folks say they working around the damn clock. And then people want to get mad at the police. I can't be double-minded. You either want justice for Dolph or you don't.
You got some bad ones.
You got some good ones and you got some bad ones. See, I know for me, I can't say I want justice for Young Dolph and then turn around and get mad at somebody for turning state's evidence. I don't have a double mind like that, because I know somebody got to do it. These police they can't be in everywhere 24/7. They can't. The majority of what they get come from the citizens in those communities that's tired of the crime because they want to live in peace.
Yeah.
So we gonna get mad at them for telling the police what happened?
Yeah, they get like over 500 tips on their case.
Yeah. They got a bunch of tips, so there's been a lot of talking.
A lot of talking. That's a lot of tips to get in 1 month, man.
And I get emotional about it because, like, me growing up, I grew up in South Memphis until I was about 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I came up in the 80s where there was still, even though crack, had started to destroy a lot of the Black families, people still had morals. There was still some unification. People still had respect for life. And a lot of these people that's putting bags on people's heads came up during that time too, and their money has made them zombies. And I can't feel bad for people like that when the feds come and drain them of their money and then send them off to jail. We say the white man just doing them wrong when God had blessed them with money and they destroyed their own damn community. The white folks ain't destroying us no more. It's us destroying us. People that get blessed with money, and they blessed with the money because before they're ever even international or national or wherever they go, we support them in the hoods by buying their records. And then you send destruction back to that same hood.
You're right about that.
Yeah. It's modern day slavery. That's how it is in every hood, though. You know, it's just product of the environment. It's just how it is. It's fucked up, but that's just how it is.
And to them, it's crazy, but to them, that be their way of giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It be their way.
9B says youngster performs Shake Some Dolph's diss after Dolph died and shot a video in front of a tombstone that said Thornton, which is Dolph's last name. There's no coming back from that. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it seems like even in the young man's death, they were still hating him. You know, how could you hate somebody so bad that you would even do something like that?
I mean, shit. A lot
And
of people
you
feel
can't put
like
it all on Youngster because a lot of people feel like Youngster did that on his own. It had to be approved by Gotti.
not really though, because
No, it
The
did.
new song, yeah, he had to approve it, but like him going somewhere to perform, like he got his own playlist and his own
yeah,
DJ. But like they're assuming, oh yeah, let me see what this is before we play it. Yeah, he listened to that before it got put out.
yeah,
But my thing is the promoter, they should already had that talk with them. Look, before you perform, we know you had to be with Dolph. Don't perform no Dolph. This is her. That should
yeah.
have
That
been
was a
already
bad look for
established
him to
with him.
do it. It was a bad look. Your video, yeah, that all that was a bad look.
Yeah.
But you know how it go though. Shit,
Miss Betty
it was
says,
up before they died. So if people feel like the same way after somebody died, that's just how it be going.
See, that's what a
A lot
lot
of
of people
times.
don't understand, like about him. Like I've said it like 100 times. Like dude really meant how he felt, and like when Dolph passed, even if he didn't or did have something to do with it, he still
Right,
felt the same way about dude. While he was
right,
here and while he was gone.
yeah,
Some people understand it, some people don't. Like I'd have been in the street, so I understand it.
yeah.
Betty Man says Black Youngster thinks Dolph had something to do with his brother being killed. I think I said before that Black Youngster's cousin is my best friend.
His brother got
Right,
killed in Miami, then.
His brother got killed in Miami, and when
yeah.
people were saying that, my best friend was saying, "What?" And she been my best friend since I was 5. She said, "I don't know where in the hell they get that from. They know what happened to Black Youngster's brother, and it had nothing to do with Dolph."
Mm-hmm. That's just some he say, she say stuff. Like people on the internet just putting stuff out there.
Memphis is small. When people say, "Well, how do you know that?" Like, me and that girl grew up in South Memphis together. Black Youngster's mother, when she was like 10, 11 years old, she used to come over to her house. I would see her all the time. I ain't seen her since she was 12.
Mm-hmm.
But Memphis is not that big.
Right.
Don B says he's got a question for me. Big 30, make it make sense, says Big 30 is a problem. He tries to play every side. He's Chopper Gang, Grape Street, KSBG, Bread Gang, and he's R&R.
Come on, y'all
No,
gotta cut Big 30 some slack now.
no, wait a minute now. Let me just say this. With Big 30, I saw an interview before Big 30 was ever even signed to Moneybagg Yo. When they asked Big 30, they was interviewing him. They was asking him about other rap artists. They said, are there other rap artists that you like bump that you listen to? He said, yeah, you got Dolph, you got Key Glock. He said on the other side of South Memphis, you got Black Youngster. Like, he was like, I bump all of them. That was before he was even signed to Bread Gang. So why, when he's signed to a label, the young man is made to have to choose? That's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense.
Chopper Game and KSBG, all this like the same thing. They on the same side. Like pretty much all this stuff.
Don B said he got a question for me. What's your question, Don B? He sent his brother to Miami to kill Dolph.
Why do you keep saying like who came with that narrative? What the heck?
Now I know they did laugh about when his brother got killed. I know he was mad about that.
What? Now, what they say? Moneybagg was shot the same day.
Shot the same day. Some people say,
Where they
I haven't heard that. Have you heard that,
Where
Player
would these
Code? Did you
lies
hear that Moneybagg Yo was shot the same day? I never heard that.
Well, people say anything on the internet.
Yeah.
I never heard that. Do you think they're getting out or got a chance to beat the case? Because if they had alibi, they would be free. Oh, he's talking about straight dropping Cornelius. I don't. I think, and nobody has told me this, but I think personally,
I think
it's some
Cornelius
deals
snitching.
being worked. I
Hmm.
think it's some deals being worked because I was listening to it. I don't know if this is true. Now, Player Code, did you hear it? Because about Straight Drop's mother's apartment building being burned down today.
I heard about it, but I can't say it's facts though.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say it's facts. Cause like
Yeah,
when I
old
looked to see
Cornelius.
was it facts, I ain't see it there. So like I done heard a couple of people say that, but I can't
Hmm.
say it's true though.
Yeah. I think if they're if one of them weren't the shooters, I can't see how they would not say something and sit in jail for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah, they finna say something. You know, say Cornelius. Yes, I believe Cornelius gonna snitch. One of them was snitching.
Somebody
Well, it,
already
it's
snitching. Like
yeah.
as soon as they get
Did
picked
y'all
up,
see Straight Drop's attorney?
yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
looked
I
like
heard.
he defeated.
Hmm.
Somebody already talking, and I think it's forcing. It might force Straight Drop to say something. People think he ironclad, but I mean, life is a long time. You ain't got no release date. That's a long time. I mean, that would get anybody to talking.
So you think they gonna take a deal or go to trial?
It's hard to say. It
Mm.
it's hard to say.
They do that
If they
snitching. They
take
taking
that
the
deal,
deal.
won't too much evidence come about, like if they go to trial, you will get to hear how the whole play was basically ran down.
901 King Deshaun says the apartment building was on fire. It made the news, but not confirm who apartment it belonged to.
It have been so much fake news said, and just we don't know what to believe when it comes to.
'Cause I ain't see nothing about no house fires though. Apartment fires. And if
Betty
it
Man
did
says
happen though, I
Cornelius is
mean,
talking.
you can expect something like that will go happen. I mean, let's just keep it real.
Hmm.
For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. But yeah, just looking at a lot of Young Dolph's videos, it's sad. It seemed like that Dolph had a hard time. It seemed like he had a hard time. It looks like to me all he wanted to do was, and I'm not saying that Dolph is an innocent person because we all have flaws, but it seemed like to me all he wanted to do was make money and be able to coexist. And some people just did not want that to happen because, like some folks were saying, maybe a lot of people got that godlike complex, and people like that have to be brought down. Because anytime you feel like you can decide on if somebody lives or dies, then it is time for you to go. I mean, it is.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of people, and I don't expect for because I know y'all are street guys. I don't expect for y'all to truly identify with what have the same sentiments as me because I know
I
people
understand
live.
what you're saying though. You hear me? Like
Yeah.
I just know how to see it from both ways. You hear me? Like
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I believe, like if a person did something to somebody, like for instance, I got a niece that kill her daughter. Like I can't sit up here and say free her. You need to be in jail. Jail is the best place for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Hmm.
understand it. I understand
Yeah.
how the streets go. Like I understand both sides.
Hmm.
Um, it's too quiet. I bet the feds onto something. Of course, the feds when
Yeah, they
people
probably got a lot of information we don't know about. They ain't gonna release everything.
yeah, they always go underground. Vance Murphy says this stuff is getting too far out of hand. When I grew up in the 80s, music was just music. That's true. And if you've been blessed to make money, like people, all that money out there, you can't make all the money. Like I can't make all the money you can. So what's wrong with somebody else making some money?
But see, that's one thing about Memphis. Like, let's just say all three of us up here, you the big fish. For some reason, Man, I gotta get her spot, man. She know she
Yeah,
getting 250 a show. He getting
yeah,
100 a show. I gotta get this spot, man. I'm finna diss her. I
right.
don't know why we like that, but that's just how it is. Like, and I ain't even talking about the CMG artists. Just look at how
Right.
many Memphis artists saying rest in peace to Young Dolph. Out of all the Memphis artists, it is.
Out of all the Memphis artists, it is. Yeah, you're right about that.
But if you notice, that kind of happens everywhere. Even when you look at like YouTube and social media, that happens. Like people are able to make, and you notice you don't even make a whole lot of money on YouTube, but it's some money to be made. You can have the potential to do it, but you find you have people. You see how grimy they are for $1. You make $1, and I always exaggerate, $1 per 1,000 views, and you see how grimy people can be with that.
Woo. Cut though. Man. Woo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's sad that black people have that crabs in a barrel mentality.
Yep.
You know, I because I've had people to email me they want to team up to come against other people. I'm not doing that. Like, that's
Mhm.
not. I can't understand the mentality of our people.
I
Team up
swear
to
I
bring
can't.
somebody else down. That's not how I get down, and I don't live my life like that.
What happened with Soldier Boy? He went on another rant today.
No, he actually said something about Key Glock the other day, but I saw him on
Yeah, yeah, I
somebody
see
else's.
him.
I saw him on Sauce's. He pulled up on Sauce's show, and
Soldier
he was,
Boy.
yeah, and he kind of tried to change it a little bit, talking about, nah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. He seemed like he might have been sober. So
Oh,
I
so
think
he actually went on his show. I didn't see that.
yeah, I think Soldier Boy needs to chill out.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, he's saying too much on the live.
yeah, because he said, didn't they learn the first time? He just want to get a nigga gone.
Because if he really gonna do something, that's gonna incriminate him. That's how I know he ain't had nothing to do with that. Because he talk. If he did, that's dumb as hell. Like shit, he don't
He
Well,
say.
really a
people been
threat
doing a
right
lot
there
of dumb
though.
stuff. Okay, drop the link. Okay, I'm dropping the link. Who done it says, how can you murder someone the way they did Young Dolph? No one deserves that. No, nobody deserves that.
Yeah, I honestly think Soldier Boy just trolling though.
That's true. Florida Two Pistols. He says the feds can't release information. It disrupts the case. Leaked information helps criminals clean up. That's true.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this false or correct information? Did Cornelius get Wendy's food in his cell?
No.
Thank you to Mr. N9, whatever your name is. False information, like I keep telling the chat, there's so much false information, or like President Trump would say, false news.
No, I made sure I asked about that. I asked one of my friends about that, and she was like, "Well, it no." She said, first of all, can't nobody even get back there with them. Number one, and she said, if it was caught back there, that means it's supposed to be in his notes. And I'm looking at his notes, ain't nothing in his notes like that.
And
No disciplinary, nothing.
Tamara Channel brings factual information, not false information, not click and views. So please believe her. She gonna tell the truth about what's going on, what she can provide or tell us. So please, you all, stop listening to just anybody with just any little information that sounds good and maybe a little, fun to hear. But come on, too much fake news out here.
Too much.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. I asked about that, and
You
they
know that
told me
they have
no.
an update in this case every day. Let them tell it.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, no, that didn't happen about the Wendy's. It didn't.
And actually, to speak on was Young Dolph blackballed, I absolutely believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, if if I feel like my competition can outdo me, I may blackball my competition. If I know my competition ain't got nothing on me, We let them go ahead and do what they're gonna do. I'm not. It's not a problem for me because you're not on my level. But if you're on my level, then I may feel threatened. You know what I mean? And then people got to
Mm-hmm.
also understand. Allegedly, Young Dolph and Yo Gotti had personal beef. So a lot of people like to say, "Well, he got too much money. He make too much money for this, and that." It's not always about the music, people. Sometimes it's personal. And just like she mentioned before, when you get in your emotions, you will do things you normally wouldn't do because you're allowing your emotions to make decisions for you. That's why too
That's
many
true.
people in jail or dead now because of their emotions.
Mhm.
That's true. A 901 Deshaun, a 901 King Deshaun just tickled me. He said if he eating Wendy's, he got bad taste. That Wendy's down there by 201 Poplar is the worst Wendy's in Memphis. Oh my God, you're not lying. I promise you, they had to. It was so nasty up in there. They had to tear it down and rebuild it back up, and it's
Yeah, that's
still
the truth.
nasty.
It makes a kill you for a 4 for 4 right now. No cap.
They still got that deal going on 4 for 4.
I
Wow.
don't even know.
Mm.
I hate Wendy.
But
Mike
yeah, but if
Jones
you
says, guys, he have competition to all the other record labels. It's just look at his interview he had. Everybody laughing. I'm telling you, that Wendy's is that's the worst one in Memphis. You could smell their restroom when you walk through the door. I walk
oh
right
my
back
God.
out.
And
Yes, they tore it down and rebuilt the whole thing.
because I was about to say, what about the health department? Woo.
Look, Deshaun says if he eating Wendy's, he in there talking. Maybe they
Right.
got it. They told him, well, let's sit down and talk and we'll go get you some Wendy's, but it wouldn't have been like a disciplinary thing. Like, he wouldn't have got in trouble for that.
Yeah. They know you go tell something, they'll give you something to eat and a
They
cigarette.
would, they sure will.
Well,
Wow.
you use
I'm
the phone,
telling you,
call
when
your
I
girl
was
one
working
last
up
time.
there and for MPD, when them folks got ready to talk and them folks said they wanted something, they went right up there to their Wendy's
Oh, Lord have mercy.
to make them comfortable. um,
Wendy's to make them comfortable. Wow.
when you take something that don't belong to you or you have not worked for it, you won't be able to maintain it. That's true. I don't think that the people that did this to Dolph thought that it would go this far. I think they felt like they was gonna be able to just gun him down and then it would be over with.
I agree with you because they were almost completely covered to where you really couldn't identify who they were. So I concur. I believe that. And I go right back to like the FBG Duck case. If I'm not mistaken, they were covered up too where you couldn't see them. You know what I mean?
Right. I was getting ready to ask you something. To play a call. I was ready to ask you something about straight drop.
Yeah.
Oh, do you believe something? Do you believe that about they said that they ran off with his money? Some of his boys ran off with his money.
Yeah, I kind of think that.
You do,
Yeah.
and kind of double crossed him.
Yup.
Mm.
That might be one of the
Why
reasons
he
why
talking?
people say he talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if my crew, did that to me and ran, I would probably say something too. Because the number one law is self-preservation, right?
who is that in the background? Big Step, is that you?
Huh?
Is that
Yeah,
you
that's
making all
him.
that noise in the background? Okay, he stopped.
But yeah, but if my crew backstabbed me and left me for dead or destitute and fight my case with perhaps a public defender, yeah, I'm gonna speak. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he the one gave him teasing on.
he would have been the only one to know, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Right.
Especially when he didn't come through. If that's true with his money,
Cause
And people
like
gotta also understand the
when he
streets
was
is
in
not
court,
loyal
I
to
told this
anybody.
before. Like he was sure he would go have a lawyer.
Yeah.
I can afford a lawyer. He got cocky with him. I can afford a lawyer when they get
Right.
come out the public defender. So something went on.
Well, I think they're trying to. I think with this album dropping, that somebody may be trying to put a pacifier in his mouth.
Yep, indirectly. Mm-hmm. If it's true.
But I noticed like his Spotify followers been constantly going up though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know, I found it strange when people was talking about TMZ had the story. Now you have to think about TMZ is a media company, and I know media companies like TMZ, they kind of function off of getting paid, right? You know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
people think that TMZ just be waiting at the airport on certain celebrities. That's, you know, like they just hang out at the airport. That's not true. What people don't know is these celebrities, managers and stuff, pay them for, that's like advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
So they be standing there waiting for them, you know, acting like they just stalking out there when actually they've been paid by that person to be there to interview them, really, to give them some publicity. And I found it strange when Straight Drop was on TMZ. Straight Drop is not even a big artist. Like TMZ would never, don't really care anything about Straight Drop,
Right.
especially about him getting beat up. So the first thing I thought was, who paid for that? Somebody paid for TMZ to cover that story.
And see,
Probably
Tim.
because Dolph K so big.
No, somebody paid for it.
So
Dolph case is
TMZ
big,
said
but
when
but
Shady come
but
down there
Straight Drop
releasing
getting
the
beat up like
mixtape.
that was not anything that big.
And
Not for TMZ.
and TMZ, they were created around the time Anna Nicole Smith was killed. Well, not killed, but her death. That's when, and I think it was what, 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Aquarius,
Mm.
9B says he has a question for you, Kimberly. What's your
What is?
question?
Yeah, what is it?
Aquarius says, it's not the industry, it's the wannabe gangsters and criminals thinking life a game, bad energy, bad karma. That's true. You're right. It's something going on with a lot of these rappers. They're power hungry. You know, a lot of them are power hungry, and like I said, their money has given them a false sense of security. I keep going back to, like I said, I have a video company where I do commercials for a lot of it's political season, and I shoot commercials for a lot of these politicians. They come over to my studio, to my green room, and I cut commercials for them for their campaigns. And I was listening to some judges. It was two judges and a representative, a lawmaker, and they was talking about this Doss case. They didn't even know I was listening to them. And if you had seen them judges, one of them judges turned orange as he was talking. They was talking about this case and talking about how people was putting hits out on people. He turned orange. It pissed him off so bad.
Hey, it sound like you talking about Chris Craft a little bit.
He ain't the only one that be turning orange. Them criminal judges, and here's the thing: them criminal judges, people don't know how those criminal judges affect your life because they affect your livelihood. And
Yep.
to sit up and see a criminal judge turning orange as he was talking about it, he was pissed off. You know what he was saying? These Negroes think they can call shots on somebody's life.
Right.
And and you have to think about, they probably all share the same sentiments. They probably thinking I'm gonna call the shots on theirs when they come through my courtroom.
Especially when the law is broken and they passion and heart is law, and you're doing something like that. Yeah, they'll take it personal.
Absolutely. He turned orange. That means his blood was rushing through.
Right.
It pissed him off. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says, sorry, T. My thing, wait a minute, they be moving so fast. Sorry, T, my thing was messing up. Why I had to exit panel, but his album dropped at 1. I just hope he don't speak on Dolph name no more. Better play it safe. He trying to go off Dolph situation. Man, a goofy. Well, I think at this point, if you think about it, Straight Drop was sent out. So he probably, even though he knew better, these people had him doing so much dirt for them. And then you look at what they did. They just left him out there. Of course, they want him to diss Dolph. It's some people hate Dolph just that bad in the background now. You know, now that they know that folks are on to that, they putting people up to do their dirty work. They might not, but I'm sure he did. But I hope he don't,
Right. To
because that's
answer
gonna only make it worse for his situation. He the one sitting behind bars.
to answer nine, what is it? N9 NE Beats. To answer your question, if I'm not mistaken, I think his casket was open, but they had like a glass. I can't pronounce the name of that word of that casket where it's like clear glass, but you can't touch the person. But if I'm not mistaken, it was an open casket. But I could be wrong.
Crash dummies. That's right. Temper chin, right chin of his neck. Okay. But you got to look at the major record labels are working with the feds.
Yep. But
Yeah.
Tamara, I'm sorry. If you had a op in your industry like you are, that you are currently in your expertise, etc., and your op wasn't on your same level, that he or she was below you, would you try to blackball him or her, or would you just keep doing what you're doing?
I would just keep doing what I'm doing.
But if you weren't, let's say you're not, let's say you're kind of a vindictive person a little bit. If that same person or people was your competition and could do just a job as good as you or better, would you not blackball them?
Yeah, if I was a vindictive person.
So that's
And then two people are blackballing folks just based on potential. A lot of these people blackballing these folks like they tried to do Dolph. I think that's why they got pissed off at Dolph, because Dolph had his own money. So he was able to push a lot of his stuff. So even though I feel like they was blackballing him on a lot of things, Dolph was making a lot of money. He had made a lot of money other places. So he was still able to push his stuff anyways. And that was pissing them off.
Yeah. Just like the Nicki Minaj and the Remy Ma and others, being blackballed. The Carrie Hilson and the other person you and I talked about blackballing her.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't. I mean, I don't know if that was Dolph in the casket or not. But I seen where you could see the glass and you could see a person in there. Well, I couldn't see directly, but I don't know why would they put a fake person in the casket, especially if the family, they're at the funeral. They know what their son, their sibling, their friend look like. So why would they put a fake body in the casket?
Yeah. And then too, not to get, I think the reason a lot of people are upset because you don't like to accuse people because the police are not done with their investigation. But a lot of people have already made assumptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when people make assumptions and then they feel like somebody has done something, and you see people poking fun, you see the arrogance, it kind of make people mad,
Yeah.
especially when they don't really know what has happened just yet. Yes, they had an old photo from another funeral. Another thing, Soldier Boy got mad because Dolph said he get 100,000 a show, and I never could understand that. If Young Dolph said he get 100,000 a show, what does that have to do with Soldier Boy?
Absolutely nothing. Because
Why would that even make Soldier Boy mad? Because it has nothing to do with him.
right, unless the people he quote unquote are down with have a problem with them and then they inherit that problem themselves, which is another thing I wish our community would stop doing. Just because somebody's your op and the other person may not be and they cool, stop it. That's elementary type stuff.
Mm-hmm. That happens, So player code, do you think um it's gonna be some more arrests made?
Yep. They just waiting like, they got everything they need, all the players they want to get. They just waiting for the right time. I guess right now at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, life is a long time for anybody, and it's not looking that good for Straight Drop. A lot of people have gotten on here and said they don't feel like Straight Drop was one of the shooters. Well, if he wasn't one of the shooters, I mean, he should have loyalty to himself first,
Right.
in my opinion.
But I think I said this before. A lot of it really don't matter. See, like the whole thing about Straight Drop, the people is mad because you shouldn't have been on the streets in the first place. There's one reason why you ain't finna see the streets. You shouldn't have been on the streets in the first place.
Right.
And they got he got to get made an example out of.
And another thing, even if you're not the shooter, but perhaps one of the drivers. Well, I know if you were a driver, you can definitely get charged with as if you pull the trigger. I'm not so sure about people following him. What about that, T? Because I mean, I'm not as well as an expert as you are in
Facilitation
that
of murder.
area.
Yeah. You
They
said if he was what following him, or
right, if they
you
were
said
the
was the
people
driver?
right, the people following him, can they also be charged with murder even though they did not pull the trigger? Just as
Yeah,
if
the
a person
charges
driving the vehicle?
they would initially charge them all with the same thing. Now, with
Okay.
some of them, when they start making deals, if they were just trailing, they'll probably end up. Their lawyers could get it dropped down to something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they would initially, because even the driver in this situation would be charged with the same thing.
Right, because they help. And also, Tamara, she has a lot of videos out, cold cases, missing persons. You all should check that out. I mean, man, man, just looking at it, T, my mouth dropped open. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and I
Yeah, I have.
salute you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have. It's my passion, and the reason that I started doing a lot of cold cases is because I saw that a lot of Black people, us, we didn't get the coverage in the media when our children went missing and the cases went cold, and a lot of Black kids go missing more than any other race because it's easier to snatch up a Black child and not
Mm-hmm.
get the coverage in the media, because nobody thinks anything of our children, right?
Right.
It's easy for our kids or our family members' cases to go cold and we don't hear anything of it. So yeah, I've been doing it now for a very, very long time.
Do you do kids or grown people too?
Grown people too.
Everybody.
Everybody. I'm working a case right now in Mississippi. Like, we're gonna have to turn it up a notch. It was a Black man that went missing down in Clarksdale. And that's why when people say you had just covering for them police, no, I'm not. I'm for what's right. This man got pulled over by the Clarksdale Police Department, and he was a Black man. Some white police officers pulled him over. He was on his way to his cousin's funeral, and they got him on a video cam, and you saw the handcuffs on him, and then you saw the officer pull out. He said it was a stun gun, and they got out of sight. That man was 56 years old. That was about maybe 9 years ago. That man hadn't been seen no more. They said he ran, but they didn't know when they said that he ran. This man was in his 50s. These were two white officers in their 30s. They were not going to allow an old man like that to outrun them. And he had cancer, gout, and asthma. They didn't know he had all those ailments when they told that lie.
See?
So I have been working with their family, me and some more investigators. The thing about it is now they have there's a Black police chief there, and even though he wasn't there when this happened, he's kind of scared to get involved. That's why I said, we got to do better, because even when we get into places, we're afraid to do what's right.
Yep. And don't want your position taken from you because you just got it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And what about Lorenzo Wright's mother? I know you did different interviews with her, and since this case, I think it's completely over, or is it going to be sentencing for this last guy before she?
I think Billy Ray was sentenced last. I think he was
right.
sentenced last year, but I've been working with Lorenzo's mother for 7. I have been working for 7 years. I have been airing that case on my TV show here in Memphis, and it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of tips that came in. It's a lot of components to that case. You know, I kind of think Sherry got away free. In my opinion, Sherry is a serial killer. But you know,
Allegedly, yeah.
I'm gonna talk about that on another show. I kind of think she's a serial killer.
And the reason why I was asking those questions, because I want people, to chat and others to understand, your background and what you do. And just because you worked at a police department is going to mean you're going to protect them if they're in no wrong. And, not just looking at the Dolph case, but your previous cases. And I mean, even the cold case, the missing persons, you're, man, it's so many different angles that you come from, and which is phenomenal. And it's true. Black people or black and brown people don't get the coverage they need when they're missing or cold cases because, for whatever reason, I don't understand.
Right. That's
Other
true.
than I'm thinking we're subhumans.
That's
Allegedly.
true. They couldn't care. A lot of them couldn't care less. That's true. No black person is gonna get the coverage Natalie Hollowell got, and she went missing over in Aruba.
Oh gosh, I remember that. And that's
Hey,
why I want people to know that, that's why I love your channel, because your background, you don't do click and bait. You don't just spread rumors. You bring factual information. If you don't know, you let us know.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Kim. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get back down here in the chat.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Make It Make Sense says, yep, straight dropping Trula Mafia made him disappear. I guess I missed that when they made who disappear. I guess they might be talking about that Howard Barnett guy. They sell messy. Is that messy? They sell messy about the situation, especially when females involved in something like this. By going live, Loyalty says now we should be all over that. Look at that. Make it make sense what you think happened to him. I think the police killed him. That's what I think happened. I don't think they killed him. I know they killed him.
yeah, Mississippi.
And they buried him somewhere. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, y'all. But as talking about Young Dolph, hold on for a second, player code. Let's see. Be quiet, Remy. Don't start no mess. Hold on. I wanted to play.
You've been working, man, grinding.
Stop.
I feel like
Okay,
every
I
few
think
months
that
we
one
get
I
blessed
just
with new Dolph
played.
music.
Yeah. I'm just going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just staying on top of the game right now. I'm just enjoying all the benefits that come along with being a self-made, independent millionaire.
It's lit.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there a reason why you haven't signed? Like, I'm sure everybody was trying to sign you. Have you made like the conscious decision to like just stay independent, or is it because the right deal hasn't came along yet?
Nah, just on independent. That's my thing. That's how it came in.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So, it's when you get to popping, you get to doing your thing. It don't make sense for you to go and sign and hurry up. I'm finna. Nah, let me enjoy this money right quick.
Yo, so we had Yo Gotti up here last week, and I asked him. I was like, "Yo, man, what's the situation?" He said,
Okay. I think I just played that. There's another one that I wanted to share where he was talking about let me see.
Shooting, they shot.
Oh, here it is. This is it right here.
I was leading a day party. We was headed to where we was headed to. Pull out block on a day party, get up the street. They started shooting, they shot. Shooting was over with. And shit, I had another party to go to that night. You know what I mean? So, shit, we went and did our party that night. You know what I mean? Like, that was what was on the internet. And people had everywhere, like, after it had happened, everybody was doing a lot of talking. They were like, oh, Dolph got hit, or Dolph this, Dolph that. Yeah. Shit, the next thing you know, it's footage up online with Dolph performing. You know what I'm saying? Said that line, if you think I'm going out like Pac and Biggie, you must be stupid because it's like shit. Like everybody know it. You know what I'm saying? Like they tried to pull a move. They tried to get me in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody see that my haters is bigger than life. You know what I'm saying? But if you think I'm finna go out like Pac and Biggie, you must be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like this 2017, I can't do that, and I ain't going out like that. Like you gonna have to try harder. You know what I'm saying? For real. Or really, basically, just stay out my way. And that's like I don't give a fuck what you come from, what you doing, what you used to, how you grew up, how you was fucked up, or your parents was fucked up, or whatever. Like that shit don't determine your future. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy. Like it ain't easy, but it's in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like a mind thing. So like to me, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like take the negative shit, take all the bullshit, turn that shit to something positive. Do your thing. Keep it pushing. One thing that I know for sure, and I've been knowing this shit for a long time, you kill your haters with success. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers envy me because of my success. They envy me because of the type of person I am. A lot of people that done got to the status of me or where I am and where I'm at in my career, they done had signed like at least 3 deals. And that's not including their management deals and none of that shit. That's including their record deals. You want to talk all the rest of their other deals, it's probably 5 deals with that about time to get to where I'm at in my career. You know what I'm saying? And me, I never signed a deal. And it is all straight independent. But the only thing I'm doing is being a living testimony to all of everybody, all the rappers, trappers, hustlers, anybody that's getting in this game and ready to goddamn get them some M's to take care of their business, dog. You know what I'm saying? And really be into this shit and you straight, really about your business, you can do this shit. Shit, cause I love the music. That's why I started doing it. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm not finna waste my time and my money in some shit that I don't want my money out of. If you ain't doing whatever you doing to get rich also, with your passion to go along with that shit, man, you doing the wrong motherfucking thing. You need to go do some more shit. Like straight up. So it's like, that's what I'm doing. That's what Dolph doing. Just like Master P and Baby and Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Like really, like they opened my eyes up in another way. Like everybody else was listening to their music and listening to lyrics. I was doing it too, but it's like I had different respect for different ones on certain levels because of also the extra shit that they did that put them on the caliber of the person that they was. I'm just showing motherfuckers and let motherfuckers know that all you can do it by yourself over a period of time. Ain't nothing overnight. None of that shit. If you got that shit in your head about anything, you hang that shit up, man. You might as well go home. You might as well just chill, stay asleep, get high every day, do something, do whatever else the other little bullshit you like doing. If you think you want some shit overnight, I don't give a fuck what it is. It ain't even gotta be to be a millionaire. You can just be like, oh, bro, I just want a whole lot of money and just have money in my bank account. I can pay all my bills, drive a nice Cadillac, have a family, this and that. That's regular, but that's damn good. And I respect anybody that even think like that.
Well, you see, he said it. I mean, he was just a real dude.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, like I watch a lot of Dolph interviews, like that man real motivation. I just wish that man was able to get up there last time like he did them other times and just talk about it like and move smarter.
Yeah, notice he kept saying, and I'm sure some of the people in the back rooms right now, and them very ones that's thinking like that, them folks coming for y'all. I know they're saying, yeah, he talked about he wasn't gonna go out like Big and Pac, but we took him out this last time. He went out like Big and Pac, but you get ready to go out worse than Big and Pac, because them folks better drain all your money and put you in jail for the rest of your life. So you gonna wish you was dead.
And like, man, I hate that happening.
I just
It took a
stuff
real
like that is
dude.
emotional. That's a young man that came from nothing. All he was trying to do was make money, and there's enough money out there for everybody.
More than enough. And that's why I said like, man, that's why the city gotta go so hard for dude like real talk. Like Can't let nobody sell his name, water his legacy down, or none of that. Like, dude was for the city for real, and like Memphis gotta go hard about dude, no cap.
That's why I say, when people send me emails about all the conspiracies and things of that nature and they get mad at me, the only thing I tell them, the have nots, I don't know who this is. He said they have TV, cell phones, microwaves, food, and your cells in jail. Okay. Well, one thing for sure, they sure ain't gonna leave out that jail no more though. They might as well have it because they sure ain't get ready to get out of it. As long as the day they live. Um, that these people work in this case. I think a lot of people, I think a lot of the authorities share the same sentiments um as um as a lot of the citizens do. And I think a lot of people got so much hope in the Dolph situation and Dolph getting justice because not only will he clean up the streets, but they think about all these people that's getting killed every day for no reason at all. That brings hope for them too. You got Dolph's people, you got all the people that was behind Dolph, that might even have a connection for some of these other people in the street. But that brings hope for the people who have not got justice yet so that they can get justice. Because the only way to get justice is to get these people off of the street and make sure the laws are stringent enough where they don't just give them a tap on the wrist. They keep their asses in jail.
Yeah.
Because I care more about my neighborhoods than I do protecting some criminal that's destroying the neighborhoods.
Now let me ask you this: like, do you feel they should have passed that open carry law?
No,
That's how I feel.
no,
I feel like they opened the floodgates up to like more crime.
that's what it did. That's exactly what it did. I'm gonna tell you what they get ready to do now, because everything is about trickery, and I feel like destroying us. Crime has gotten so far out of control now because you had so many, especially black women. We be screaming on every rooftop, you can't do this to our black boys. This, and that. They want to pass laws, but they don't want to necessarily make us too mad. Now, because crime is so out of control, and I feel like it was engineered, they wanted it to get out of control. I'm hearing that there are some laws that are getting ready to be changed in June. That's why I say straight dropping them, and a lot of these other people gonna feel the effects of these laws. Now
Mm-hmm.
people are going to the lawmakers saying, y'all got to do something. Y'all got to make the laws more stringent. Y'all got to stop giving them taps on the wrist. And they're saying now they're tired. We got them right where we want them, and we getting ready to throw the book at a lot of them. I feel like this is what they wanted to happen so that they can make these slaves to start these slave laws up again, anyways. And a lot of people are so tired of and the crime is so out of control. A lot of people ain't gonna even say nothing because guess what, they just want the streets to be clean.
Yeah.
Rose Red says the police budget is about to go back up. E-Baby says justice for Dolph. Yeah, we want justice for Dolph. you know and here's my thing, I always say this: ain't nobody hating on Yo Gotti. We're just saying that if Yo Gotti or anybody in his camp had anything to do with this, it's got to be some justice for Dolph. That means they're gonna have to reap what they have sown. That's if they had something to do with this. I'm not the Memphis Police Department is working this case, and it seems like to me the federal agent. So that's their call. But whoever they get, you know, that has an affiliation with this case, I want justice for Dolph. I really don't care who it is. But if it's found out that they do, I think it's a crying shame that this young man just wanted to make some money. This man had a family. And then people think that they can still hide behind the scenes and allow their artist. First of all, this is the thing that pissed me off about Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti is supposed to be a boss. Everybody already knows that he calls the shots on who stuff come out. As a boss, you don't let your artists make messy moves like that. Number one, that messes your business up as a businessman. You don't let them bring that destruction around your label if you're trying to build something. You keep it on wax and you make money and you keep going, because that's what it's about, making money. But everything that has happened after Dolph's death has been extremely messy until they found out them folks was on their asses. Then people started trying to get quiet and tighten up, but then they just started trying to send out more kids. And that's what a lot of people can't respect, because they feel like allegedly he's being a puppet and destroying the very community that he was raised up in. Because if you're sending kids out, you're ultimately destroying your very own community. That's if he's doing that.
That's crazy.
So as a mother, that's why I got so many emotions about that, because I can't understand how a person can come from nothing and God can bless them to make as much money as these men are making. And then they send destruction back to their very own people in the very communities that they struggled in.
And you know, all the money they making, you would think it wouldn't be nothing but smiles in a rap game. You hear me?
I'm
What do you
telling
gotta
you.
be mad about? We getting all this money, everybody family straight. Like you should be saluting everybody that's getting some money. If they ain't get some money, try to get them on the train. Cause it's enough for everybody out here. You never
Rest
see
in
the
peace,
rock
Young
and
Dolph
roll
says.
people do that.
Rest in peace, Young Dolph says, just like he let Moneybag Yo and who is that, ESTG, drop that We the Reason for the balloon release and the candlelight.
Yeah, that was definitely a shot at dog.
So that happened even after his death?
Yeah, you ain't heard that song?
Mm-mm.
I ain't go listen to it.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. And then he'll say, there wasn't no problem. There wasn't no problem. And he wondering why people in his city, but sometimes people can get so above or get so, I don't know, beside themselves. They
Especially
feel
if
like, well,
niggas
F them
today
folks in
first.
my city. They feel like F them. I'm making money. F them. I don't care what they think. And they just get messy. And I always say a pride come before a fall, because if he knew what them folks had for him, he wouldn't even be doing it. He'd be somewhere praying. Because I'm gonna tell you something about Jay-Z. Jay-Z ain't gonna want no trouble around his label. He can't go up against the feds. I don't care what kind of spy he got in his camp. Sure. That's the problem. Memphis open carry. You got 17, 18-year-olds walking around with Dracos and Glocks with switches. There was there's 158 likes in here. It's 250 people in here. So please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Fire for fire. So do you think Daddy Yo gonna carry on? What you think?
I think he is. He just man, he got to get together. Like it probably taking him a little time to snap back. So much he got to deal with, label stuff, personal stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah, because
Then I don't know
Dolph
if
hadn't
he,
even been dead a year yet.
yeah. And another thing is like, do you think he had the same relationship with those other artists that Dolph did, or was, they just had a relationship with Dolph?
I don't know. I don't know. He might have it from the way that it seems, he might have just been the money person. But if you look at some of Dolph's old documentaries, Daddy-O was in those documentaries right around those artists. He didn't never let them put the camera in his face.
Right.
He was always there. They would always show the back of his head, the side of his face,
Yep.
but he just wasn't the person to let them put the cameras in his face. So he was there because Paper Route Wu was in one of Dolph's documentaries. He was right there with Daddy-O. So I don't know. I think Key Glock is, doing his, but I haven't heard anything in a while that Big Moochie Great put out, and I just don't want to see his talent go to waste because that boy is good.
That's what I said. But like they trying to show him a little love. I see he to get his blue check mark on IG. And like he just need an album out. Cause like on the Long Live Dolph album they did, I feel like he should have had more songs on there than that. That's just my opinion though. Cause I see
Hmm.
his talent. He should have had more songs on there than that. And on the Illuminati album, I think he had maybe 2 songs on there.
Thank you, Miss Malika, putting the dolphin signs up. Daddy O and Dolph's sister is running the business. Okay, they said Daddy O and Dolph's sister running the business. Hmm. Um. Do you think that you heard what I said tonight? I said that I have a cousin that's related to Dolph on her mother's side, and she said that uh Dolph's mother. She said Dolph's they have not sold any of his stuff. She said Dolph's mother would not even go for that.
I've been telling people that like, people try to say Dolph baby mama sitting and like she ain't
She
over
not
his
his
parents. His
wife,
parents is. His next to kin will be his kids, but his kids not 18. So that
right?
means his parents over his stuff. She can't sell none of his stuff.
Right.
If they tell her, hey, you gotta get out that house you in right now, she gotta roll. I don't care if she just paid the rent.
Absolutely. Not unless he willed it to her. Not
Yeah.
unless he willed the house. That is. Not unless he willed the house to her. It was on paper because he did say that his kids, would be taken care of.
Yeah.
But I do know as far as like houses and stuff. Dolph said himself. He said all this jewelry and stuff that I got on when I die, it's gonna circulate throughout my family. My sister and my brother and them all gonna have this stuff. So it made me think that he had something on paper. He knew what he wanted delegated to each family member.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as her just selling all his stuff, she don't have the authority to do that. She's not his wife.
And like how it is now, like she probably gotta get permission to even get money out of a bank account with their name on it.
She do.
To it gets settled in probate court.
Key Glock movie drop on Sunday. Soldier finna definitely be mad, and they all know Daddy O. Okay. Um, you are going to get that interview with me. I've been wanting to. Do you think Daddy O will give me an interview?
He's so low key, like it off the record interview for him. I ain't
he'll,
gonna lie.
he'll probably say I gotta record him with a recorder, no camera, right?
You know, this just has street dudes be like, I be talking to a lot of them. That's the first man don't pull their camera up. Real talk. I slick lost some friends hopping in this business. You hear me?
He was a behind the scene person. This all Yo Gotti artists rap about cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and a killer, and playing guns. What is that? And this playing guns. Let's see. Jane Doe says Yo Gotti got clown. He's supposed to have all this money calling the shots, but his baby mama gave up the head and draws to dog. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, cause like I was telling people, like we never really got no proof of that. Like I believe that just was part of the rap, to sell some albums, make some people mad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it did just what it did.
Yeah, it's so at records. We don't necessarily know if that was true because that's kind of what they do in rap. They've been doing that. You notice Tupac and Biggie did that. You
Yeah.
remember Tupac did that with Biggie's wife, Faith. He kind of threw shots. She swear nothing happened, but that's kind of what he did in a rap.
Yeah.
But you didn't see Biggie. She said Biggie took it out on her. She said he was mad as hell, but you didn't see him trying to go shoot Tupac. He didn't get that emotional.
Yeah. At least he knew that part of the game. Hey man, I can't get hate a player.
Right.
Hey, real. That's a thousand women in her, bro.
They said Big Moochie hiding from Bang Wang. Bang Wang got his ass in jail.
Yeah, I just
I don't believe Big Moochie hiding from Bang Wang. Where I saw that video where Big Moochie was in the hospital. Make it make sense. Don't do that because I like Big Moochie great now. I can't let you talk about it. Big Moochie Grape was in the hospital and Bang Wang was in the same hospital, even though he said that Bang Wang shot him, but he was on the same floor as Big Moochie Grape. He said he in worse shape than me. They shot each other. And you know that's kind of sad.
yeah.
Make it make sense that Big Moochie Grape hiding from Bang Wang. He don't have to hide. Bang Wang is in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's because Moochie Grape put him in a wheelchair. Big Moochie Grape put him in a wheelchair.
Playing.
Make it make sense. You being mean now. That's not right. Hakia says Key Glock movie drop in a few days. Okay, we gotta support him. Jane Doe says they giving murder charges now for fentanyl.
Yeah.
I can't understand why people have codependent personality or dependencies on these drugs that's killing them. Why are they even taking this stuff? I remember the air conditioner units. I
Yeah.
remember this celebrity that are you familiar with the group High Five? Remember that singing group High
Yeah.
Five? The leader of that group died from sniffing what is that antifreeze that come out of the air conditioner. He was in the back of an apartment building trying to getting the antifreeze out of the isn't it antifreeze that you put in those air conditioning units?
Freon.
Freon. Sniffing that.
Dang.
I don't know how he was able to do it, but that's he overdosed. For the life of me, I
Little
can't
group too.
understand. Dolph mother and pops ain't having it. That's what my cousin said. She said she ain't having it. Alleged CEO Teasy was the one who had his money. Now I was looking at another vlog tonight. I believe it was Auntie Fee. She said that I believe now this is not verbatim, but she was saying that they was maybe CEO TZ had people to go and burn down, gave the green light on burning down Straight Drop's mom's house because he's snitching or allegedly, you know. So I don't know.
That sound about right too.
Because Straight Drop's family has been out of, you know, the spotlight. Who would know who his family is other than the people closest to him? Nobody even seen his mother before. You see what I mean?
She ain't been on the news or none of that.
Cataleo says ESTG played a big part of Dolph's death, and a lot of people don't discuss it. So I'll be quiet until more comes out. Wow. There's no honor amongst these. I'm telling you. If they'll steal, they'll snitch. Won't it? If they'll steal, they'll snitch. And I don't like saying the word snitch. If they'll steal, they'll tell. How about that? Let's see. Dolph was another image of the amazing story of the natural born Christ himself. Okay. Who was that? Marvin Morgan? Beat her behind though. Dolph rap about it. Let's see. YB screaming. Who is YB? I wonder if they meant to say BY. Screaming that he's the king of the South.
Oh yeah, that was that got man. I heard them say that.
Who said that?
Black Youngster.
Wow. Even though other artists got more notoriety, they didn't have the same respect as Dolph. Yeah, you know, it's almost like it's surreal. I wonder, what did they do? They feel better doing that? They didn't accomplish anything. Straight drops, mother apartment caught fire. That's what Rena S said. Yes, Kimberly, Tony Thompson. I love their music. Let's see, Freon. Um,
We need some more music like that. They weren't killing. I ain't have all that going on.
I
Real.
know.
You ain't gotta worry about going to their concert and shooting going on.
I'm telling you, none of that at all. But like I said, I think it is when I know it's a strategy. What has happened is a lot of these record companies have gotten in bed with these billionaire private prison owners, and they're putting money into these record companies, and in return they have them to get their artists they promote beefs within the industry, and um, only certain types of music, um, because it promotes crime, and
Yeah.
that's how they keep their jails filled up. So at some point, our people gonna have to wake up, because there was a time rap has always sold, even before it got to be like it is now. It always sold. It don't have to be like this. Like if you change the narrative, like they're going to put out what we buy. If we
Yeah.
stop our kids from listening to a lot of this stuff, they ain't got no choice but to change it. Trust me, they will change it if we don't buy into what they're doing. I guess the thing that bothers me is you have a lot of these record heads that are so greedy don't care anything about their communities. They take the money to send out their artists, because they give them a few million, and they might give their artists a couple hundred thousands, if that much. And they're so hungry. They come from nothing, so that's a lot of money to them. They just kind of take the bait. But at some point, these record label heads are gonna have to have some type of pride. T, did you hear about Straight Drop baby mama ex-boyfriend? He went missing. Yeah, I heard about that. Emotions are definitely not a reason to take anyone out. That's true. You have to understand the rules of engagement when you decide to play the game, though. That's true, Bradshaw. I wish Doc would have booked it, would have backed in that parking space. His brother could have seen the play. Yeah, yeah. Like I said though earlier, for those of you all that are just coming in here, my cousin told me, and she's related to him on her mother's side. She never talks about this case. She said, "Yeah, cousin." She said that just tonight, but they said that they had been following that boy all day. And she said, what's so funny? They said at some point he felt like he might have been being followed. So, I don't know. And it would go back to what a young lady had posted in my comments early on, but I looked for that comment and it's been deleted. It's been over a month ago. She said that Doc was followed from a young lady's house. The young lady that was whoever the young lady's baby's father had somebody watching because they knew he was in town, and they followed him from that house that morning. Now that is what I was told, and with my cousin saying that, it kind of seemed like it might be some validity, but whatever happened, I'm sure the police probably know. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're on a trail, so I don't know. Our community, meaning black, we operate more on emotions than other races. That's true. Because a lot of people say, well, why didn't they get him at that gas station? But that's because they would have blew up the whole gas station, and they would have been having their ignorant asses in that fire too. I mean, with the type of weapons that they had, if they had hit any of those pumps, they took a chance on blowing up the whole gas station. So they didn't want to do that. No, Mikey wasn't out about the case, but you'll see. Y'all, please hit the like button. Let's see, DMX started back messing with Jay-Z, and look what happened. I hope our people wake up. I do. I hope our people wake up, because see, God bless these black men with a talent. They don't have to kill each other. We don't have to kill each other. We don't have to destroy our own communities to make any money, especially if you was born with the talent. That's what independence is for. You just have to put in a little of the extra work. But our problem is a lot of people want the fame. They don't know anything about the business. They want the fame. And with Dolph talked about that in an interview. He said being with a major label would just give me the fame. He said, I want the money. And that's the way a businessman is supposed to think. That's why he stayed independent. That's right, Miss Kimberly Spencer. She said it's room for everybody to win. Yep. So, Player Cole, out there in North Memphis, have y'all still been getting a lot of crime out that way?
Every day, like my what happened the other day? A woman got killed at the gas station out here, and it was a man that did it, and just shot the woman and got on down. It's been a lot going on. Kids been getting shot, finding guns, all type of stuff.
It's sad. If that's true, street cameras, I'm sure everything that they can get. See, they've already because they have cameras just about everywhere now in Memphis because it's so bad. They got cameras everywhere. All they got, like our red lights got cameras and stuff in them. Because I be receiving tickets all the time. I'm like, what in the hell is this? That wasn't me. And then, and they got good cameras. They zoom right in on your tag and can get your VIN number from the front. I'm like, how in the world they can zoom in on my VIN number from way up there at a red light and get the whole VIN number? And I'm like, well, shit, I did run that red light though. It's just amazing because you think about how tiny those VIN numbers are in your windshield up there.
I barely can see them.
I can barely see them. So how they got cameras that can zoom in on your car and get your VIN number, and then they send it to you saying, yeah, you ran that red light. So they got all kinds of cameras at lights and stuff. So I'm sure, like I said, with all the technology that they have, and then Airways is a high crime area, so all of those businesses got cameras that work. So I'm sure they've gotten everything from every angle. When they pulled up on the lot, people keep talking about those steel shots. They put those steel shots out there for a reason. A lot of those people, just like rest in peace, Young Dolph said, a lot of those people, when they saw those steel shots, they said the first thing they said was, that straight dropped them. That's why the police put it out, to get tips. They weren't gonna put the whole video out.
Yeah, that's the first thing they started hollering was his name.
That's the first thing they started hollering. And I don't mean no harm. That he might could have got back for a little while longer if JoJo Splat them had not gotten on live. They basically was so fame struck. They were so happy. They was talking. And then when Soldier Boy jumped on live with him, everybody was just kind of blown away. They was, from what I heard, they was like, it might have been a trail to follow. So nobody, you think about it in the beginning, nobody put the folks on them other than their sales. Like fame is a drug. Like clout chasing is like a drug. People want to get high and they tell on themselves. They think it's
going
cool.
live every day. Matter of fact.
You said what?
They were going live every day.
They sure was. They was going live and they was loving it.
Yep.
They was loving it. And to me, like I said, I know a lot of people had talked about JoJo Splat, how he was shaking. Like that didn't make me feel good. It bothered me because you think about it, JoJo Splat is a 19-year-old boy. He's a 19-year-old child. So for a child to be involved in something this big, and then you see him on TV or whatever, he's on somebody's show. He ain't even, that I didn't really know he was a rapper. He ain't even rapping like that.
He ain't getting number like 5 songs out. He just started rapping when that happened to Young Dolph. He just turned to a rapper then.
Wow. So you think about that, like people say, look at how he's shaking. He's shaking like that because he's still a child. And that's what kind of pissed me off. I'm like, dog, why are these people paying these kids and messing their lives up to take care of their dirt and do their dirty work? That's just evil on so many levels.
Yeah, but I like I said, I see it from both sides. Like like how they look at it. You're doing it for free. Come on, do it for a fee. I'm just being cause like let me tell you something. Man, it's a store right by my house, the little corner store I be going to all the time. I go up there the other day, so I check everything out before I hop out the car. I'm like, man, I see a little kid hop out. Man, he got a big junk on the side on him. So I seen him around the neighborhood. So I'm like, I knew he wasn't on too much. And I'm like, man, what you doing with that? And like when you seen them, you just would have put out there, you would have been like, oh, he's just a kid. And when I seen that, I'm like, I ain't looking at you as no kid no more. Like, it's just crazy out here. Like, man, you don't know what's gonna go on.
Mm. About how old did he look, the kid?
He probably like 15 or 16.
Wow.
He still go to school 'cause he be having his uniform on. I be seeing him from school, walking from the store with his uniform on.
They said, who is Demario Thompson? I don't know who Demario. I don't know, Kim. Um, I don't know who Demario Thompson is. Let's see. It kind of reminds me of that case of which Sweetie Pie's son hired the stripper to help set up his own. No, that was his nephew, Coco. That was his brother's son. Yeah, that case is sick on so many levels. So the heavier person in that steel shot must have been the one killed. There's only two in court. Hmm. Cloud is the most addictive drug. Yeah. Tupac said, "All I want is the money. I'm a simple man." Yeah, that's kind of like what Doc was saying. Yes, JoJo Splat was shaking. Yeah, JoJo Splat was shaking real bad, and like I said, that kind of made me feel bad because, like I said, the JoJo Splat just turned 19, so he is still a child.
Yeah.
He is a child, and with the
You
right
could
type
tell
of
you got
guidance, somebody
questions
can
about
he
him.
could still, if especially if he ain't had nothing to do with this Dolph situation. With the right influence, somebody can influence him. That boy can go and make something of his life, especially if he wasn't involved in this
Yeah.
situation. But unfortunately, like I said, you know, I don't know. He's been very quiet. If you listen to some of his interviews, people was talking about like on some of his other interviews how he was giggling. What you expect from a child?
Yeah, he a big kid. Like when he asked him a question, he like, "What you want out of life?" He couldn't even tell him that. Like he ain't really had no answer for that. He didn't know what he wanted out of life. He just said for his family to be straight.
Wow.
Yeah,
And so a lot of times they feel like they have to do grimy stuff just for their family to be straight.
yeah. That
When
like this.
some of the OGs ought to tell them, young dude, why don't you go take a trade or something? What do you like doing? Why don't you go take a trade? I mean, some of these dudes is very talented.
Yeah, but see, they ain't telling them that. Like this, what I'm telling you. Like okay, if he do get a talent, now I ain't gonna expose him to no legal money. Huh, little homie, get this check. Do what you do. You and little bro, y'all go stand up there. Anybody come up here, y'all spin on them. You need me, you call me for something. I get you. But they really don't be having like it's a lot of fake stuff going on out here. A lot of these young dudes getting misled out here. For real.
Oh, okay. They said DeMarcio Thompson was a fast cash gang member. See, I don't know him. JoJo Splat, when he first take off in his rap, he said, "I bust heads, but I did not bust Young Dolph head."
Yeah, I heard that.
But you know what? JoJo Splat started to like they liked the clout for a little while, but then people started coming down real hard,
Yeah, I
and they
believe
couldn't
people
handle
start
it.
getting at them.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it. They realized at that point it wasn't this right here ain't a game.
Yeah, it wasn't funny no more.
Um, they said, "What I think about the memorial going to be in the Castelia grocery store." I don't really see anything wrong with it because that's the area that he lived in. I think they could have, if they wanted to do a memorial. I don't see why the city didn't. You know, they got a lot of vacant stuff around Castelia.
Yeah.
They could have, fixed up one of those vacant homes or buildings and put it in there.
Yeah, because I feel like the memorial should have been big since they moved it from where he actually got killed from. Because, like, I went up to Makita's the other day because my daughter daycare right there. And, like, it's people still going up there taking pictures, taking videos. So, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like when they moved it, it should have been bigger than life. Shout out to them for doing it, though, because, like, I'm glad they get it. But, like, it just should have been one of the biggest things the city had.
Yeah. um Kimberly says Young Dolph's killers, the person people who paid for Dolph's murder, and Dolph's family and friends, no one would win destruction and pain and agony so freaking sad. Yeah, you have to read what you saw. They want to be the one hit wonders. Yeah. He said they want to be the one hit wonders. I saw yesterday where a 3-year-old baby shot himself in the head with the mama's boyfriend gun he left on top of a box under some clothes, and the baby found it. This was in Memphis. Wow.
In Whitehaven. I talked about that. Like I was about to ask you about that. Like I got something like that just happened to my homeboy with his son. And then like what you was just reading that incident happened in Whitehaven. Like it's been a lot of incidents where kids finding guns. That's why I asked you about that gun law for one reason. Like what you think about that? It's like it's been a lot of kids finding guns.
Mm-hmm. But guess what? It's been a lot of the adults, because when you have kids that's 2 and 3 and 4, kids are very curious, and all they see now on TV is guns, so they fascinated by it. So why would anybody leave a gun down, or a gun out where a child can get it?
Now the mama said I guess it was somebody else in the house. Her and the dude left. She told him that the gun was in there in a box. Some clothes was over it. The mama got out of jail and everything on ROR, even though it was the dude gun, but it was her house and her child.
Republica said the industry did try to blackball Dolph. I agree with you, Republica. Is that, yeah? I agree. I believe they tried to blackball Dolph. Um, somebody was saying, I can't remember who it was, that Dolph had the money to pay people to get on features with him, and even a lot of these rappers that had gotten on features with him, they didn't necessarily care for him, but they said he would have that black bag, his black backpack, and he would ask them, you know, how much you charge me to get on this feature, and then they said whatever they said, he would pull it out and pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, even when he died, I don't feel like a lot of these rappers, you know, a lot of the people, a lot of his fans have been keeping his name and stuff alive. But I feel like a lot of these rappers didn't they just didn't do it right. A lot of them act like they was halfway scared to even say rest in peace to Young Dolph.
Yep. It was only a hanging fool that did it.
Right. And that's messed up. So what you think about Boosie starting a CMG, or do you think he's doing a joint venture with Yo Gotti?
I seen that they CMG look like it stood for something else, but I thought Boosie had his own stuff going on. Badass Entertainment. So like, I just got to see what they got going. But I
Yeah,
saw that though.
because I don't really see them going against each other like that. It might be a publicity stunt.
I thought they still had a little issue with each other. They weren't just saying eye to eye last time I checked.
Really?
Yeah.
For those of you all that have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Let me see. Normally, when let's see. Yeah, for those of you that have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see, what goes on with that. But like I said, anybody that was involved in this Dolph situation, I don't see it ending good for them, because if even if they slide by, God gonna get them another way. So you never really get by.
Nah.
That car wash Dolph was in should be in a exhibit for his fans.
I seen
Um,
it too. That's why they
yeah,
should have did it real big.
yeah. Yes, the mama and boyfriend left the 3-year-old and a 4-year-old at home with the uncle who was asleep. Wow. Hello, Republica. Let's see. Teresa says the man with the three, Ryan, I guess the 3-year-old got arrested for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
2, they said the person watching the boy fell asleep. And you sure can't go to sleep with no toddlers around.
No,
I've had toddlers, and I couldn't go to sleep when my kids was woke.
I get one. I don't go. That's why I'm up there. Just be
They real curious.
yeah.
180 likes. Okay. Let's see, Catalea. I think they did too. What made them mad was about Dolph was about his business and put the money up to make it happen. That's true. He gonna troll his way right into a funeral. Who you talking about, D Bradshaw? They'll reap what they sow. That's true. That's true. All right, you guys, we've been on here about 3 hours. Player Cole, you wanna tell them about your where they can find you at?
Yeah, man. Y'all can come check me out over there at Street Politics TV. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Come check it out. The real Memphis talk. We don't do no cap on the app.
So, Player Cole, what you think is gonna take for Memphis to turn around?
Oh, it's gonna take a whole lot. I always talk about that, like, we like I'm gonna tell you one thing, like I sit back and watch like the people I stay around. I stay around a lot of Mexicans. And like I see how they always, even if they don't know each other, they always willing to help each other and they look out for each other. And I always say, man, if our people was like a little bit like how they was, we would be undefeated. Like we gotta start back helping each other and loving each other. Like it ain't no love no more. Like we don't got no love. And you can tell it ain't no love anytime we open Fat Words Kids. It like ain't no more respect in the game. We gotta start back taking action, you know what I'm saying? Take responsibility for our action. It's a lot of work to be done. A lot.
That's true. Do you think these rap beefs gonna ever end? But it's gonna be up to the rappers to stop it.
Yeah, because like they right now it won't end. They making too much money off rap beats. Too much money getting made off of it.
Some Tanya G says some real politicians that care that cares. That's true. Because a lot of these politicians, people don't know, a lot of these poverty ignites crime. And these politicians really are supposed to, when we elect them, they're supposed to get jobs in the area. And what they do is they'll get companies to come, but they still sell us out, because then they'll let a company pay them to put their temporary service in the building, when actually the people supposed to walk in making $20, $25, $30 an hour, like at Technicolor, even years back. Them folks were supposed to start off making $20, $21 an hour with benefits. But these black nappy head, cuckabug head politicians sold us out here in Memphis, because what they did was they let their friends and their families put a temporary service in place, and they was paying the people crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. We gotta watch these politicians, Tanya. You're right, and we gotta stop voting based on a political party, because a lot of these Democrats don't do nothing. And start voting based on race, and start voting based on who gonna do something for our community. Period. A political party ain't doing nothing for us, because look at what we did. Well, a lot of other people, because I knew he was gonna be hell on wheels. Biden. And look at what he's done. It's a tragedy.
And it's crazy, like, I was around some people, well, really a lot of white people, and they was just talking, and I was in Starbucks, matter of fact, and a person made the joke. He was like, "Hey, I just wish Trump would have went on stage in office."
But I'm gonna tell you something with Trump. The reason why you saw a lot of people getting those PPP loans and stuff, Trump is vindictive, right? Okay, so he's hot-headed. When they turned on him, they started putting out all this. He said this fake news in the media. Trump was rich, so he had been a part of that system. So when they started, they turned on him. They got mad at him. What he did was he became vindictive. Trump gave people money that had never got money. He had that money circulating. He opened up the bank on them. I made more money with my businesses when Trump was in office than I had ever made in my whole life. It was a whole lot of money circulating.
Yeah.
The first thing that Biden did, this ain't what nobody told me. This is what I know. Because I'm a African American business, a woman with a business, a couple. The first thing he did when he got in office was he stripped African Americans of any funding, anything that would help to fund their businesses. But he did not do it for any other race. That's one of the first things he did. So, I mean, I knew he wasn't gonna be about nothing. He still ain't. He walking around there. I don't even think he could even do another term, because what is he? 89? He almost 90 years old.
No, he look like he up there though.
That he see now, he can't remember nothing. He read from a teleprompter. he make comments. See, Biden has been racist even back in. They changed the narrative in the. See, in the they play games. The media do.
Yeah.
And so they changed the narrative, but when they was talking about Trump was racist, they never said anything about when Biden first started running for office back in the 60s, when they started integration of schools, when they started trying to put black kids in schools back in the 60s, and they did an interview with him and asked him what did he think about that. He said it would be a disaster for my children to have to go to school with Negro kids. When I brought that up, black people said to me, well, that was back in the 60s, he done changed. A leopard never really changes his spots.
Nah.
Then Bill Clinton got his crackhead ass in office, and people thought that he was the first black president because the media, that's the narrative that they spin. He was playing a saxophone. Oh, he loved black people, sis. And what did he do? Him and Biden created a bill, that 3 strikes bill, and a couple other prejudiced people who we thought was for us, or black people thought was for them, that's got African American men in jail right now for misdemeanor crimes for life.
Yeah.
Biden, before he became the president, he was a vice president. He could have, no man should be doing life for selling weed. Nobody, since they made it legal, period. But instead of Biden, he's been the president, he's been the vice president, now he's the president. Why is he not reversing that? Instead, they're in the process, him and Kamala out here are writing up some more laws that are going to be similar to the 3 strike laws, so that they can get the rest of the innocent men that he left out. He just waiting to be reelected, and then he gonna put it into effect because after his second term, he don't have to run no more.
Yeah.
And they really be outrageous because they don't need you no more. They don't need to come to your community and slob all over your babies and lie to you.
It's a cold game. That's why I say, man, we as a people, we got to step up, all the way up.
Who was that said Trump was real long lived off. It's all about the money. Biden called us niggas, Clinton hate us. Right. And here's the thing that makes me so sad about our race. I heard black people say, our people just got to do better, y'all. I understand because I'm black what they did to us, and did to our people. So I could never be insensitive because I understand what they did. But you hear black people say, "Nah, Bill Clinton had loved us because he loved to screw a black woman." They was raping black women in slavery days. So most white men are attracted. And I ain't saying nothing about no white people. Lord knows I ain't. But that ain't no badge of nothing or honor of nothing. There are still funding for black businesses and grants available. Well, let me know about them, Miss Robin. Could you tell me?
Me too.
Let's see. That's that Young Dolph curse. Okay. Stop voting Democrats, start voting for politicians that vote for us and not against us. Absolutely. Trump was in office and could have changed the law himself. I think Trump pardoned a lot of people, didn't he?
Yeah.
He pardoned a lot of people, Miss Robin. Bill like them young Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. You're welcome, Tamara. The blacks will vote Trump back in 2024. He came out and apologized back in the days when he first got elected. Straight drop music just dropped. King 901 says straight drop music just dropped. Lord have mercy. Well, he probably up right now celebrating in his cell.
He can't listen to it unless he got an MP3 player in there.
No, he can't listen to it. Straight drop looked like he has not slept since he been in that jail.
Do you blame him?
That's why I said if people talking about he innocent, I hope Straight Drop opens his eyes because I feel like they made a fool out of him. He make his own decisions, but they had set it up for him to take the fall from that. I felt like they pretty much felt like they was gonna double cross him anyways, because they felt like they was gonna double cross him. They were gonna spoon feed him, put out little albums and stuff. They started double crossing him when they didn't get him a lawyer.
I know that night when he came from court, like, woo, that when it all kicked in, man. I'm through.
Bradshaw says, Straight Drop was willing to do everything he did, lack of guidance. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Y'all, please hit the like button. That's true. He was willing to do it. And that's why these young men have to be taught. You can't do anything to try to get to the top. You can't. That's not how you do it. Because it's not going to work out. He telling on the whole CMG watch. I think at some point he going to tell on somebody if he ain't already. A lot of people going down. And here's the thing. Let's just say this. Use this as an example. Let's just say, and I don't know, because I just saw this in the vlog. How can Kim Kardashian pardon anybody? Let's just say, like I said, I saw this in the vlog that they allegedly they burned down his mother's home or apartment building because he's telling. If that's true, I think that's why I said a lot of these folks is dumb. I think, or not think, these folks are being looked at. Don't they know if this is true? that if he told on somebody and then an apartment building with Straight Drop's mama live in come up burn up, the people are gonna know that they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just gonna make the boy, that's gonna make him talk even more, ain't it?
Then if
Let's
that
see.
did happen, you can't do nothing about it. You in there.
They must have got that work. Straight Drop is dropping a dime. You mean word? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, rest in peace, Young Dolph said he's dropped the tape. I ain't listening. Long live Dolph. That's right. Straight Dropper's plan is safe. He is not broke. He don't need a lawyer right now. He needs a bond. Good luck on that.
He ain't finna get no bond. He got a pending charge. He got to do some time on.
I'm
Bond
telling you.
over with him. He need a lawyer.
Yeah, his lawyer said, he's not gonna be it. His lawyers said he's Justin's case is different. He's not gonna be able to get a bond. He has another case.
It's over with.
Mississippi Mud says Straight Drop has taken a fall, mostly in the eyes of Memphis. He is a symbol of Dolph's death, guilty or not. Well, that was a young lady that had gotten on here one night and she never came back. And she said that Straight Drop, she would talk to Straight Drop every day. And some people was in a label, whatever label he said he with, was telling him to put out all of that music back to back. They was telling him to put that out after Dolph's death. And I could see that they kind of, whoever it was, they used him and kind of set him up. I can believe, although I feel like he was involved, but I can see him, people being in his ear saying, do that.
I believe he got another video he go drop.
Yeah. For those of you out that haven't hit the like button, we want to get at least 200 likes. We got 193 likes. Please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We want to get at least 200 likes. So do you think they're going to pick Teasy up? Now, they said they just wanted Teasy for questioning.
Yeah. He showed running the day is just to be wanted for questioning.
Maybe they've already questioned him because they say he be on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They say he be on Twitter, so I don't know.
You know, what kind of warrant they get? Like that's why I say it's a new day, a new time. I remember we were coming up. If you had a warrant, that's the last time you wanted somebody breaking the camera out of letting somebody alert that you was around. Like, but I don't know, different time, different day.
Because when people on their Twitter, it's easy to tap into where they at.
Instagram too.
In Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Straight Drop baby mama don't have to be worried. She truly a. Who said something about Straight Drop's mama? I mean, baby mama. Straight Drop baby mama better hope they don't connect her to that man going missing. Straight Drop need Jesus. Yeah, he do. They all do. Mike Jones says CMG Big Juke, he controls Straight Drop's music. Oh wow. Oh, okay. They want you to mention your channel again, called Player Code.
Yeah, Street Politics TV.
Okay, she said she just subscribe.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we've been on here 3 hours. We get ready to call it a night. Let's see, it's 12 o'clock. Time show go fast. Well, Player Code, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. You don't have to pull up on me more. Yeah, since you from he from the city too.
I be tapping in. I might don't hit the link sometimes. I tap in and leave a comment. Cause like I be having to go run and see what my daughter doing. Like, man, she's something else.
Wait a minute. Let me, let's see, Player Code is a street guy. She said, I was wondering if Daddy-O is related to the Aisha lady that went off on Raven. He looks like he could be her brother. Now, let me just say this now. Somebody asked me, was Daddy-O Raven's father. Daddy O is 45, and I believe Raven is about 38 or
Yeah.
30, 37, 38. So it's impossible for him to be her father.
But they
I
do
do
look
know that Daddy O is 45.
dang.
Yeah, so it's impossible for him to be Raven's father. So, there was, somebody had commented, or somebody had asked me that in one of my comments. I had to forgot. Um, okay, rest in peace, Young Dolph says Big Juke lame self like he ain't like when Dolph asked Grove Hero to get in major and Grove ain't have none. Now he almost rich and giving back. And CEO Teasy said on Twitter yesterday he the quarterback. Also, CEO Teasy is on Twitter. Somebody might be because I believe when Straight Drop was releasing all that stuff on YouTube, I mean on Instagram, I believe somebody else was controlling his Instagram.
He had it was like 3 people. He had like 7 pages. See, like they were running up good and like okay, when he'd get a lot of followers on one page, he would sell the page to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So they got like probably somebody rapping. And it was a lot of like when he got caught, it was a lot of people running their page for a minute. It was different pages. They were putting them up.
Wow, you say he was selling the pages?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. 2,500, I believe.
wow,
The page had a lot of followers on. They were doing promotion for folks and everything.
isn't that something? I tell you. Did you see the interview with the young lady? The young lady said Straight Drop when he was on the run, he paid her to have sex with him.
I ain't see that, but I heard somebody talking out there though.
Yeah, Independent said, Tam, keep your kids out the industry, you'll be better off. Ain't that the God's truth? I think a lot of kids would be better off.
Yeah.
Tanya says her husband looks like he can be her son. Yeah, somebody, like I said, I just thought about that. Somebody had commented and asked me that in Daddy O's Raven's father. No, Daddy O is 45 and Raven is about, I believe, 38, 37, 38. So I've seen stranger things happen, Player Cole, but he would have had to conceive her about 7 years old, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Woo.
Miss Tamara, they asked that question on another channel and Raven pulled up. Okay, Raven 38. Okay, well I know Daddy-O is 45. So yeah, you talk, yeah, 7 years old. So
Street Politics TV. Player
yeah, he's
coded
so,
this with a C, not a K.
yeah. Make sure y'all go. Player Cole is from Memphis too. Player Cole, did you ever hang around that area? Because I know North Memphis is on the other side, out there by that cookie shop. Did you
Somebody
ever
that
hang
I hang
around that
around the
area?
cookie shop area.
Huh?
Somebody that I hang around the cookie shop area.
Yeah.
Nah, like I'm familiar with that area, but like, that ain't my part of town.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They saying another vlogger has said that. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I just know somebody left it in my comments. Um, there are a lot of YouTubers spreading false information. Y'all, please hit the
Somebody
like
was
button.
saying, Dolph had another baby mama or something. I'm like, man, all this man kids is by the same woman. Like, I was just saying, like, Memphis got to stand up for Dolph. Like, we can't let nobody, man. throw dirt on his name. We gotta take care of dude like he took care of Memphis. Real talk.
Yeah, he did, especially his area. He took care of his area. Like a lot of this stuff, like I know people will come on my comments and they'll send me emails, but see, I know there are a lot of YouTubers, but I don't look at everybody's stuff. So I didn't know they was getting these from YouTubers, but I know people be emailing me and they be going hard. You know this and you know that you won't talk about it. And it was a lady got mad at me and said, you better understand that the cookie shop had something to do with it, whether you want to accept it or not. I said, "Oh my God! Like these people are." I know, how you gonna get mad at somebody because they're not saying what you want them to say, or you feel like, well, they're not, you feel like they feel another way. I can't get mad at people, because I can't get mad at people because they don't feel the way that I feel. Okay, she said I was asking if Daddy and Aisha that went live going off on Raven could be siblings or related. I think that lady who was that Aisha lady was friends with Raven's sister or something, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember that when that
Yeah, I
lady?
think that was her sister friend, I believe.
Yeah, that was her sister's friend. Yeah, that was her sister's friend, and that's kind of why they was into it because she thought that I don't know. Raven thought she had said something.
Yeah, it was some kind of misunderstanding.
Mia can shut all the rumors down. Her kids are the only ones everyone knew about before Dolph passed. Okay. See, I didn't know people were saying that Mia J was pregnant. Like, I didn't really know that either.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 bloggers ran with it. See one person say and they just go repeat the same thing.
It says since Dolph died, they've been making stuff up. Oh, okay. I tell you, the Have Not show is promoting Straight Drop. They said his album Fire.
Dang.
He says two Straight Drop new songs, all about what is that? All me is hard as hell. All me. Okay. Hmm. Straight Drop all me. I mean, they promoting. So they got their promotion team up in here tonight. They said he released it 6 minutes ago. They well, I don't
They
mean no
want his
harm. The have nots, I don't mean no harm, but I ain't gonna listen to it. Let's see, Kimberly D. Wilson. Okay. Song name is It's All Me. I gave you some promotion. I repeated what I read it. I guess song name is All Me. They promote a sex offender. Hmm.
Yeah. And see, that's why I
Yeah.
said time to change. Like, man, back in the day, there's one person didn't get no respect on the street. I don't care how much money you had. You violated the child, man, it was off with your head. I don't care nothing about the gang you in or none of that. But now, long as you got some money, you done did something to a kid. It's cool. It's cool. We forget you.
I'm telling you, nobody, no business, especially a reputable business, would affiliate themselves with a rapist
Mm-hmm.
at all. And I'm serious, like especially entertainers. It's in the past, they didn't you couldn't have raped a woman because especially if you got women fans and you supposedly respect women. Like that was a turnoff. You didn't promote anyone that had anything to do with some kind of sexual assault or anything as it relates to women and children.
Yeah, you see how they blackballed Tupac when he had that case on him?
Hmm. And now people don't have no problem with it.
Welcome them with open arms.
Okay, the have not says he's confessing to the murders. Mm.
Well, they'll play that in court.
They sure gonna do it.
Man, I promise you.
I'm telling you, they gonna do it.
The
But
prosecutor
that
probably up
prosecutor is
now.
real confident, though, ain't he?
Yeah.
Why you think he's so confident?
Because see that when I'm telling you, like, man, the evidence they get, like, they probably got this man dead to the right, like. And I was just thinking this the other day. Let's just say when they get back in the car after doing it, what's the chances you think them taking their gloves and masks off and leaving it in their car?
Oh no, they did some silly stuff. Like it seemed like everything was sloppy.
Yeah. And that's what made me say that, cause like they were moving so fast and it probably didn't go how they wanted to. I'm just betting they took this stuff out right in their car and left it.
They didn't think nobody was. Do you think that that young man that lived like two doors down? Do you think they had something to do with him?
I really do. Like I do. It's like he just man came up dead out the blue.
Yeah, they probably felt like he was the one that told, or when they found it, they might have felt like he was the one that was a little shaky, and so they was like, "We got to get rid of him because he might talk."
Yep. And you notice I ain't saying nothing else. Ain't been no update on his death, no suspects in custody, none of that.
No, but he did say. Now I do remember him saying when the anchor said, "Did you see the tape of what happened inside the cookie shop?" He said, "What did he say?" He said, "Yes." They said, "What was on it?" He said, "You know I can't tell you that." So
Mhm.
I mean, they saw everything. So they saw everything. Whatever went on in there, they saw it.
Yeah.
They said allegedly Desmond contacted the police to let them know where the car was. They must have known that he did it because I that was real suspicious about his
Yeah.
death.
See, I believe they plan was let it cool down. They would go break the car out, probably burn it down or something. And it didn't get to that point. That car ended up getting found. He ended up telling them where that car was at. And by him doing it, he ended up losing his life at the same time.
Coco says Dolph only got two kids. Someone would Ben came out and said otherwise. He only got two kids.
When they
I
showed
don't
me the
know.
whole lab about it, I was tripping.
I got tickled about the call girl that said she was in the hotel with Straight Drop. He paid her to have sex with him while he was on the run. Hey, I would have thought he had better things to think about. Lord have mercy.
I told you, new day, new time. You hear me?
Hmm.
And that's how they know how to. That's how they know how to manipulate the young people. Man, whatever they fiending for, we go give it to them. They like drugs, money, and women. They gone.
Mm. Yeah, I see some people are commenting on other statuses talking about Maurice Hill and all of that. The thing about it is, you know, I feel like everybody that was involved, and I don't know. I have not heard anybody else implicate the cookie shop. But then it is an ongoing investigation. We don't really know what all they're doing.
Right.
So that's why I say I don't think that no stones will be left unturned. Um, so whoever was involved, I think it's gonna come out. I don't think the people that they have, the people that they've zoned in on, then they have to understand these folks got witnesses that we ain't never laid eyes on.
That's what I'm saying. Like before dude died, and when he told him about that car, we don't know what all he told him. Them 500 tips that came in, we don't know what all was said and what all proof that they had when they called in.
Yeah.
Cause see,
So
one thing about these new dudes, they love talking and they love bragging about what they done did.
hmm I just don't see them telling on their partners and not telling on the cookie people. You see what I mean? If they was involved, like them folks is talking. So I just don't see them not telling. Like I said, and even the people that have not been arrested yet, I mean, I like I said, I don't think it's gonna be any stones left unturned.
Yeah, they go get exactly who they trying to get.
Yeah, they're gonna get who they're trying to get. That's for sure. All right, y'all. We've been on here 3.5 hours. Player code. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with me.
Man, no problem. When you pop back out, I pop back out. You already know it.
Okay, I'll probably Fridays are real slow. I'll probably be back on Saturday afternoon.
I bet.
All right, talk to you later.
You too.
Well, y'all, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and hanging out with me. You know, we've been on for 3.5 hours. That time went by real fast. When we having fun, time go by fast. You know, we had a good chat tonight. Everybody had good conversation. You know what the thing about it is, like everybody that comes through, everybody has a difference of opinion, and everybody's opinion is respected as long as everybody is respectful. Because all of us don't think alike. That's why we're all different, and everybody has their own opinion about this Dolph situation, and that's real cool too. Like, I don't have no problems with, how nobody feels at all. I don't, but I do appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. That means a lot to me. It do. Y'all some cool people too. Like, I like to just chill. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Um, just dropped the song Blood All on it. The only thing, if he's got some songs in there about Dolph, just like Player Cole said, the only thing he doing is he just incriminating himself. Thank you, Miss Robin. Miss Robin, this is my first time seeing you in here. Thank you for pulling up on me and hanging out with me. I enjoyed your conversation. Miss Gadget, it's my first time seeing you in here. I enjoyed you. I really enjoy everybody. Baby, I be seeing you and you pull up on me all the time. That's what's that? Florida Two Pistols stay rocking with me every time. Coco Love, thank you. I think I've seen you in here a few times. Akia be rocking with me every time. I really do be appreciating y'all. I watch each time you're. Thank you, Miss Robin. Thank you. So that means you have to come in more because I promise you, this is my first time seeing you in here. Miss C, blood out on it is Gucci and Dolph. Okay. Dap Fine 3, I really enjoyed the show. Thank you, Dap Fine 3. It's my first time seeing you in here. Skinny Gal always pull up on me. Gucci Mane just dropped it. Okay. I'd really be appreciating y'all hanging out with a sister. Like on Fridays, I know when people get off of work, KB still in here with me. He always be here. I don't know where my boy at. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. I just sent the video. Okay. Tanya's still in here with me. That bald headed son gonna get slapped down. Miss Dima in here. I didn't see you in here tonight. If you was in here, I don't know what I was thinking because you normally come up here with me. The report of the fire at Stray Drop's mom's house. The fire started in the bedroom. Multiple points of origins in the bedroom. Nothing was hurt. Sounds domestic to me. Great video. Love seeing Dolph. Thank you. Catalea still in here. Child, Big Stepper been gone. He been gone. E-Baby. Kim is still in here. Miss Kimberly be making it happen for me. She's one of my mods. I'm gonna have to get some more mods in the near future. I'm gonna need some more mods. But Miss Kim be holding it down. She be having my back. I promise you. Oh, KB is a girl. Okay, KB. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hero Fix TV. Thank you, Hero Fix TV. Samuel Williams is still in the house. Always tuned in. Thank you so much, love. Thank you. Oh, Miss Kim, the business. Miss Kim is the business. Miss Kim be helping me out, be having my back. The one in the house, the one right rebound want to be a mad too or a mod too. Rebound want to be a mod. Okay. It's the first of the month. It showed the first of the month. That's for sure. It is April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. Law have mercy, it's April Fool's Day. I wonder why they put that album out on April Fool's Day. Yeah, we appreciate Miss Kim. All right, y'all. I still got 184 people in here. A lot of y'all still hungry. Do we get 200? Oh, we made 200. Praise the Lord. Let's see. Everybody, please watch the video to get numbers up. Thank you, Miss C. Gucci featuring Dolph and Key Glock and all pre-artists in it. Okay. I want to be okay. Okay. KB, I got you on that. I appreciate that. I'll make that happen. Let's see. Hakia, Catalea, right. Right. What was the reason for their drop date? Right. You know, they dropped this date on April Fool's Day. Lord have mercy. That's right. Ain't no straight drop song April 1st. All right, you guys. For those of you all that are getting ready to go to sleep, I pray God's blessings over you all. For those of you all that's got to get up and go to work in the morning, sweet baby in here. Oh, name Mac Ace always be hanging out with a sister. You didn't come up here with me tonight, name Mac name Ace. He normally pull up on me and come up on the stage and holler at me. Sweet baby's always here. But for those of you all that's gotta go to work in the morning, I ask God to go before you. You say you tried? What happened? Your internet wasn't acting right. Tanya G still in here. Good night, Tanya. So for those of you all, that's not true. Maybe your internet was acting up, but I didn't see you. Oh, you got good one. He said he got good Wi-Fi. Well, I didn't see you then. Meg name Ace. I didn't see you. I just got off of work. Okay, sweet babe strawberries just got off work. Lace Lee is still in here. They put up the dolphin signs. Y'all put those dolphins in here so we can have dolphins all through the chat before y'all get off. I like to see y'all leave the spirit of dolphin here. Y'all saw the videos. Good night, love. Y'all saw the videos with Dolphin, how inspirational he was. So as y'all leave out, put them dolphin signs in here. Put the dolphin signs in the chat so we leave the spirit of Dolph around. That's right. I like seeing that. That's the spirit of Dolph. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Dolphins are, if y'all ever go like look at dolphins documentaries, y'all will see how brilliant dolphins are. And I'm serious. Y'all will see how brilliant they are. So that's awesome. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'll be back Saturday night, okay? I want y'all to have a good night and be safe wherever you go tomorrow. To take God with you. Ask God to go before you and keep God with you. And I want y'all to be safe. And I'm out of here tonight. Thank you. Love you guys.